Hello, cyberspace. It is I, Terracin, your favorite cyber bitch here. And tonight's title is The Musketeers. Notre Dame Cathedral burns. And while we're going to wait a little bit while my baby brother gathers up every article I told him to find. Tonight we have with me, of course, my baby brother, an American Celt.
Hey, spamming her Daily Planet.
And of course we have with us your boy Pat.
Alright, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm gonna be in and out a little bit.
That's just because you're sitting there watching fake wrestling.
Yes, I am.
Fakey fake, fake, fake. All right, so how are you, Pat?
I'm doing good right now. Just sitting right here, just chilling on my wrestling right here. They're doing like a superstar shakeup thing.
And baby brother, how are you?
Okay. Better than Notre Dame.
And of course, my Chrome is acting up, you little bitch. Because as soon as it, starts responding, I'll start reading articles. That sound.
Okay, you're cutting in and out the entire time. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Scooby.
What's going on?
Alright, what's up now? Did she jump? Or said, did she cut out again?
I guess you
No,
did.
I'm here.
No, I think he's talking about Tara.
Oh. So what's happening, guys? What's shaking?
Nothing much. I'm sitting right here, watching my show.
Notre Dame was on fire.
Yeah.
That's been like the biggest breaking news so far right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I
and
know.
Trump is trolling the shit out of the Democrats.
I feel
Oh man, that shit right there.
feel
He
bad
made.
about the thing with the cathedral,
That's
Mhm.
what I really like about him is that he knows how to get the Democrats to willingly take off their masks.
Mm-hmm. And boy, did they ever with this right here, shit.
And like, there's an article from I think it's either Jim Acosta or that other guy from CNN, but basically the arguments he's making about why this is a bad idea are the same arguments that the conservatives are saying about illegal immigration
Mm-hmm.
overall.
This is I'm saying, yeah, this is the exact same stuff that Trump has been saying all this damn time. It's like, but when Trump said it, oh, it was all, oh, it was all bad, it was all horrible, and all this and that. Now he's like, I'm saying, okay, so if we're gonna bring these people in, we're gonna put them in these sanctuary cities and shit like that. Basically, where these motherfuckers stay at. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, now it's like a bad thing. Like, no, don't let them over in here.
Well,
No.
no, what they want is for these immigrants, these
Mhm.
air quotes immigrants, is for them to go to red states to flip them blue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
If
I did.
they can't get the American citizens to vote for them, they'll elect their own people.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same shtick that they've been using for years, centuries now. At this point, I did see something good that came out of all this. The amazing Lucas uploaded a video earlier. I was laughing my ass off at it. The title of it is "Trump Broke Share." If you see, she's the first one that broke ranks today, telling them,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh hell no, we're not. You're not putting them here." So
Yeah, her tweet right there. Now all of a sudden it's like cause when Trump was doing this earlier, with all the immigrants coming thing right there. That's the first thing he started talking about the veterans. Talking about we're not even taking care of our people here and things like that. How you expect us to take care of people who are just trying to coming here illegally and shit like that. Oh, that's what I said. When Trump said it all, then it was all, like, oh, fuck the veterans and all that right there and everything, like we need just open borders and all this right here. But now, like I told you, now that I'm saying, now that their stuff is being like, threatened to be, like all piled in with these people right here. Now all of a sudden the veterans matter. What about our veterans? What about our homeless? What about our this and that? Every motherfucker that's been advocating for open borders and letting everybody in and all that right there. Sure, Alyssa Milano, all these boneheaded libtards and shit. Now all of a sudden, oh, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's what I said. You gotta love it.
It reminds me of my one sister. When I was a kid, I would go and screw. I got 5 sisters. When I was a kid, I used to go and screw with all my older sisters' shit. I'd go and just getting their makeup, getting their stuff, whatever. I was a little brother. I was just the spawn of the devil. So, but when I did it to all my other sisters, I was a rascal. I was a rapscallion, whatever word she decided to fling on me. But when I did it to her and fucked with her shit, then I was a bastard. It's the same thing with the Democrats. The minute you show up on their lawn, it's holy hell. But as long as you're on their neighbor's lawn, they got no problem.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Apparently, Chrome doesn't want me using the Chrome on my laptop, so I have to use the one on my phone.
Okay.
Articles.
She still got her ass in it.
My poor mother was crying earlier about the cathedral burning.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man, that's a lot of history right there, man.
Oh, yeah. Breaks my heart, believe me.
It breaks mine. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my friends posted on Facebook, he's saying that one of the biggest issues about this is that apparently there's a lot of Parisians who don't give a single fuck about it. Because it's Catholic.
That's because they didn't, study. They don't give a fuck about their history.
Yeah, but like, they don't care about Catholicism. It's a Catholic icon, and they don't care.
They shouldn't even. It shouldn't really matter to them if it's a fucking Catholic icon. The fact is it's a beautiful historic piece of art.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like we got a lot of nowhere near as old, obviously, but we have, historic things here. Churches, synagogues, and yes, even mosques. And whenever anyone screws with any of them around here, you see a lot of people getting pissed off. You'll see them talking about mosques getting screwed with on the air, and you'll hear Jews and Catholics saying that they want to beat the shit out of people who did it. Because you know what I'm saying? You go there, it's a place of peace. You're not going there looking for trouble. And
look at this shitstorm that we're getting because someone did something in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I mean,
someone did something 3 times in New Zealand.
Fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That entire book constantly describes the beauty of the architecture.
Yeah. The Goths, when they invaded the south of Europe, no one had any idea that they were going to be this good at architecture. And what that was it was not just a monument to Catholicism. What that was actually an architectural landmark of a culture that's gone extinct because it got actually absorbed and assimilated by the other cultures that it inhabited with, cohabitated with, excuse me. So basically, that's not something that's ever going to be replicated, is my point. Not in its truest form, which would be Gothic architecture. It can be replicated as so much as like counterfeited or copied, but just not to that level of craftsmanship. And that's truly the saddest thing about it.
It really is.
Yeah. And I was basically dicking around for a little while earlier in Sargon's server before the thing came through where you have to enter your phone number information so that you can keep posting in there. So I'm going to stop playing in there, I guess. But when I was in there earlier, I was playing around with a lot of the kids over there. Young guys, most of them in the late teens, early 20s, all mostly over in Europe. And I don't know. It's lack of nuance. I apparently a lot of this guy's followers in that server are left leaning because someone said, "Why did this happen?" I said, "Well, right off the top of my head, I would guess radicalized Muslim refugees," and I got a lot of flack for it. And my point being was, you
How
have a
dare
lot
you
of
blame the Muslims?
right, but this is the thing: you got disenfranchised people without opportunities and basically living off of stipends. Idle hands at the devil's workshop, and I may never have been a Muslim, but I was a young man, and I knew what I did when I got bored. I did stupid shit.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Do I think it's like an organized plot and it's a terrorist cell? I think that's a lot of reaching. Do I think it might be a bunch of dickheads under the age of 30 with big ass scraggly beards who are trying to be radicals, but meanwhile they probably live off of Starbucks like any other lefty? Yeah, it's probably that. It's probably a bunch of shitballs. It's probably a bunch of people who any honest radical Muslim worth their salt would not associate with people like this other than to strap bombs on them and say, yeah, Amir, go run into that building for Allah. You know, I hate saying this. Usually the suicide bombers are not their tacticians. That's usually the ones that they want to get rid of. Let's be completely honest. Yeah.
They don't have any worth other than, their life.
Yeah. I mean, you know, let's be completely honest. Any group that's dealt with hate and has dealt with hate as like a commodity, be it these radical Islamic terrorists, be it fundamentalist Christian organizations, be it even the Ku Klux Klan, political organization that was parading themselves around as religious. But I'm just saying, they've all done the same thing. Whenever they've had to go and inflict harm upon people utilizing troops, they usually send the morons. Seriously, you're not going to send the leaders. You know, bottom rung first. That's basically what I'm seeing here. And this, again, this could be like in that episode of The Sopranos where it was a bunch of idiots that were trying to impress somebody.
Like in chess, the pawns move first.
Yeah. And this might be, like I said, this might be not even pawns. These might be checkers. These might be things not even on the board. This might be just a bunch of idiots. You know? I mean, let's be completely honest. I myself nearly became radicalized as a young man when I started talking to Irish people. A lot of people from the old country because my grandfather was IRA. It's very easy. Even somebody intelligent like myself, I hate to say it, not to sound like a dick saying it like that, but I'm just saying, I'm admitting this openly. I think I've been told I'm an intelligent person. Even somebody like me can be swayed by rhetoric. It's not hard to do. Seriously.
I got a question. You don't like me when I make mafia jokes at you. What about IRA jokes?
Considering how politicized the IRA, you're taking your life in your own hands, so go nuts. The IRA jokes wouldn't bother me as much. You see, the thing with the mafia jokes is my father was honestly an honest man. He got up and worked 6 days a week, worked at 2 jobs. He worked driving a cement mixer, and he had the thing on the side with the crab traps. He left every morning before 4 a.m. and came home every morning, probably after 6. Every night after 6. This was 6 days a week before they made the 40-hour work week standard in, I think, the late 80s, early 90s. But even then, he was able to work under the hat for a few extra hours. The man worked constantly, never did anything dishonest, was an altar boy, was in the Sea Scouts, which was a version of the Boy Scouts that they have over here where you go out on the boat. He was in the Navy, and after the Navy, he enlisted in the National Guard to help deal with all the dirty hippies during the 60s, you know, beating the shit out of them at the universities and shit. So, you know, that's part of the reason I get honked off about the mafia jokes. IRA jokes, you can say them all you want. You gotta realize the IRA's out there; they're fucking fanatical. So
don't talk about the IRA, baby brother, being as we're part Irish.
I just said my grandfather's a founding member, and I said Godspeed, but whatever.
No, I don't want him to. I know more about our family than he does.
So I can't talk about the IRA because I'm part Irish.
More like the Dindy clan still has connections.
Fucking
I
hell.
gotta tell you guys something off air, then that'll probably assuage your fears, Tara. Don't worry.
You know, my mom always wanted to tell me about our family history, but you make it sound a lot more interesting.
No, your mom wants to tell you about her family history. She doesn't know shit about ours.
She actually tried to join the Cherokee tribe officially.
They wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole.
If they won't take
They
Elizabeth
wouldn't touch her
Warren.
with a totem pole.
Exactly. It's usually 10 feet high.
I actually want to go to the reservation now. There's a guy out there makes great sandwiches.
All right. So, Article 1, YouTube flagged Notre Dame fire videos as conspiracy, directed users to info about 9/11. Oh boy, mine's going to get removed. Yay.
Hold on. I'm gonna go check to see if we got that 9/11 article under the video.
The video platform apologized for the algorithm that automatically triggered the disclaimers and said they have disabled them. On Monday, YouTube incorrectly flagged videos about Notre Dame Cathedral fire in Paris as possible sources of misinformation.
Oh, damn, we don't.
Directing viewers to content about the 9/11 terrorist attack. BuzzFeed reported that when news outlets began streaming footage of the fire on the video platform, small gray boxes appeared on several of the videos titled September 11 attacks, alongside a description of the terrorist attack from an Encyclopedia Britannica article. If viewers clicked the box, they were redirected to the full article about 9/11. According to BuzzFeed, they found at least 3 videos of the cathedral fire with the disclaimer before it was removed from all videos. Many viewers took to Twitter to comment their experience and the disclaimer and provided screenshots of the gray warning box. On a few different live streams of Notre Dame YouTube, the site offers a totally unprompted, unrelated description of the September 11 attacks. One user wrote alongside a series of screenshots showing a video posted by Fox News. YouTube is suggesting viewers read about 9/11 during Notre Dame-related streams for some reason. Another wrote with a screenshot of a video uploaded by NBC. A spokesperson for YouTube told People that they introduced the text boxes as a feature last year in order to help guide their viewers away from videos that spread conspiracy theories, including some surrounding the 9/11 attacks. They claim that the algorithm mistook the cathedral fire as a video from the terrorist attacks, which triggered the text box. We are deeply saddened by the ongoing fire at Notre Dame Cathedral, spokesperson said. These panels are triggered through an algorithm, and our systems sometimes make the wrong call. We are disabling these panels for live streams related to the fire. The blaze at Notre Dame erupted around 6:30 p.m. Monday local time and completely consumed the spire and the structure's roof. Andre Finot, a spokesperson for the cathedral, told New York Times that the cause of the fire is not yet clear, although local TV network BFM TV reports that the fire was possibly linked to the current $6.8 billion renovation on the building.
That's what I've been hearing.
May have began in the rafters, but there were no workers scheduled to be on the rooftop scaffolding at the hour the fire broke out.
Why would you use fire for renovation?
Electrical.
Huh?
Let's see. Late Monday night, local time, a fire official in Paris stated that the blaze has been contained and that the main structure would be saved and preserved, according to a tweet from the AFP. The worst has been avoided, but the battle isn't fully won yet, French President Emmanuel Macron told crowds in a speech given outside of the church Monday night. He promised also that the cathedral would be rebuilt. It is with pride I tell you tonight, we will rebuild this cathedral. We will rebuild Notre Dame because it is what the French expect of us. It is what our history deserves. It is in the keep getting interruptions. It is in the deepest sense our destiny, he said. All right, so that's that first article.
Oh shit! I don't know. when it comes to like breaking news into a whole lot of things, man, YouTube has been doing that for quite a while now.
The
Like I said,
American Community Survey.
anytime somebody talks about something that's basically breaking news, like I'm saying, YouTube is quick to like you know, like
Dash.
yeah, bash it and break it down and shit like that. Like I said, because they did that to anybody that talked about posts, that talked about I'm saying any of these things that went down.
You trashed
It's
it.
like
All right, CNN World. Fire at Notre Dame Cathedral.
CNN. Oh,
A massive blaze at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris devastated large parts of the 850-year-old church. While the fire is now under control, the cathedral's iconic spire fell during the hours it took to battle the blaze. Built in the 13th century, the medieval structure is considered a feat of architecture as much as a religious symbol. It is one of Paris's most popular attractions, drawing a near estimated 13 million visitors a year. That was my roommate and her friend, and they don't know how to fucking shut up when I'm on here. And that's what I have so far on CNN World. All right, here we go. This was posted 1 minute ago. Report: French billionaire pledges 100 million euros to Notre Dame reconstruction.
so it's like yeah.
And luxury good mogul Francois Henry Quinault, who also owns the French Ligue 1 Stade Rennais soccer team, has pledged 100 million euros to the reconstruction of the ravaged cathedral. CNN affiliate BFM TV reports that the family of the French billionaire has pledged 100 million, approximately $113 million, to the reconstruction of the fire-ravaged cathedral. Quinault's son, Francois Henry, who is president of the Armades Group holding company, called the massive blaze at Notre Dame a tragedy that impacts all of France. This tragedy strikes all the French, and well beyond that, all those dedicated to spiritual values, he said in a statement to the French news. Faced with such a tragedy, everyone wishes to revive this jewel of our heritage as quickly as possible. The family's holdings include luxury brands Gucci, Bugatti, Venti, Balenciaga, and Alexander McQueen, as well as auction house Christie's. The government video shows extent of Notre Dame fire. Video released by the French Ministry of the Interior on Facebook shows the lengths that Paris firefighters went to battle the enormous blaze and the extent of the fire itself. Drone footage seen in the video at around 1 minute 23 seconds shows exactly how intense and widespread the fire was from the cathedral. Why Notre Dame is a powerful symbol of France. The cathedral has been a symbol of Catholicism and French identity for over 850 years. Its foundation stone was laid in 1163 by Pope Alexander III, and the cathedral was completed in the 13th century. Today, with its towers, spire, flying buttresses, and stained glass, Notre Dame is considered a feat of architecture as well as a major religious and cultural symbol of France. Its central spire, which has tragically collapsed in the blaze, was built in the 19th century amid a broad restoration effort, partly buoyed by the success of Victor Hugo's novel The Hunchback of Notre Dame in 1831. The cathedral draws millions of visitors located in the I don't speak French, so I can't read this. La Cité, a small island in the middle of the city. The cathedral is one of Paris's most popular attractions. Artist pays tribute to Notre Dame with Quasimodo sketch. A drawing by architect and artist Christina Filet. Baby brother, this CNN World article, do me a favor and post it in the live chat for
Okay.
the channel or the show. That way anyone that watches, they can see this sketch themselves. Has captured how many people are feeling about the aftermath of Monday's devastating fire. Her sketch showing Quasimodo from Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, based on Victor Hugo's novel, has been widely shared on social media. It is
Which
rather
article?
cute. CNN World, it's the second article you posted.
Okay.
She posted it on her Instagram account. It really... It's Quasimodo crying and hugging the cathedral. Because remember how in the cartoon he had a little miniature one?
Yeah.
Mm.
He had his own dollhouse.
Wrong one. That's the people.
Okay, I know. I clicked on the right one. What the hell is this thing doing?
Victoria says she was inspired to create this drawing of the character hugging the cathedral after hearing about the fire. The artist lives in Ecuador but has visited Paris twice and loved it. I made this because of what's happening right now, she said. The world embraces Notre Dame right now.
There it is.
You know, I had a really dark, ugly thought about this cathedral burning down. And it's going to sound a little tinfoil hatty, but bear with me on this. What if the leftists in Paris actually are the ones who burned it down, not the Muslims? And the reason they did this is to make Paris more welcoming to the Muslims.
It won't surprise me. Sweden has demolished some cathedrals to make room for the Muslims.
Exactly. And they've also...
This place could actually house Muslims.
Right. And the other thing is...
I don't think they'd do that.
Believe it or not, the Catholics, albeit staunchy and got sticks way high up their asses, if people need a place to stay, the Catholic Church...
It's not the Catholics I'm worried about.
Let me finish.
I don't think the Muslims
The
would
Catholic
like it.
Church has never said no.
No,
unless they have a valid reason for people not to be able to stay.
Yeah, I'm sure the Catholics would offer a sanctuary. I just don't think the Muslims would like to stay in a cathedral.
Well, guess what? If they want to get up their asses up off the street, they'll go.
You know, it depends on which sect of Islam you're talking about, Kelt. It
True.
depends on whether it's Sunni or Sufi. Because
what about Shiite?
Or Shiite. Thank you. I was going to say because if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Shiites are the radicals. Because I forget which one. I think it was the Sufis. Oh God, I wish I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with which sect Saladin was, but one of the edicts laid down by Saladin during the Crusades was don't screw with any of the Catholic or Christian iconography. In other words, don't desecrate anything. He strictly forbade it, even though Islam itself is very. I mean, you'd think Christians have a thing about graven images. Nothing compared to how Islam is. But for him to actually put out an edict for them to not screw with any of it, it's kind of heartbreaking when you see what happened to like the Godwana Buddhas over in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That's part of the thing. I argue, unfortunately, a lot of the folks that I wind up streaming with on here, 9 times out of 10, I've been getting a lot of these, for lack of a better term, peckerwoods, and they don't really like Muslims. And I try to explain this to them, that different sects, like there's different sects of Christianity, there's different sects of Judaism. Not everyone marches to the same drum. They don't want to hear it. I mean, if you look at medieval Spain and how much was accomplished under Islamic rule, and even look, I'll even be completely honest. Sicily flourished under Islam. You know, let's face it. I mean, Palermo is actually an italicizing of the city's original name, which was Balharum.
Mm.
Yeah, you know, it's what we're witnessing right now. Sargon actually had mentioned this, I think, about a year or two ago in one of his videos, and it struck me because I agree with it. What we're witnessing right now is Islam has entered its dark ages, the same way Christianity had its dark ages during the Inquisition, during the from the 13th to the 16th centuries.
Oh yeah, like
So
what's his name? The Crown T said that it could be that Islam is going through a reformation because
yes,
when Christianity went through its reformation, it took centuries of bloody warfare between the two factions before things calmed down.
yeah, and unfortunately, this only just started at the turn of the last century with the collapse of the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
That's actually what brought this about. That, and let's be completely honest, the Middle East getting cut the fuck up by the English and parceled out didn't really help either. So this basically that we are witnessing now the end results of the cascade effect. And unfortunately, when the fires started really gaining speed, along came Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton to go in and say, yeah, let's go into Syria and just throw kerosene on everything and see what happens. So, well, no, excuse me, Libya. They went into Libya with poor Muammar. I say poor Muammar because he trusted this country, and that administration stabbed him in the back. And that's part of the reason this, again, if this does turn out to be anything related to Islam that happened with this cathedral, again, this can be laid solely at the feet of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. This is the cascade effect of them going in and fucking with Gaddafi. They started this whole nonsense. This, oh, God. Talk
Something
about,
I want to add about the Saladin thing.
yeah,
It could be that he did that because it was tactically sound for him. As kind of like in World War II, Kyoto was not allowed on the list for possible nuking targets because of how religiously significant it was.
yeah.
Nuking that could have sparked a crusade for the Japanese.
Well, not just that. I mean, you want to say that and sound, like, brolic. Like, nah, we didn't do it because it would have been too much trouble. But in all honesty, I'd like to think that it was also that we had some small modicum of class, you know? And I'd like to think that you're right that Saladin did do that because he was a brilliant tactician, which he was. But at the same time, I'd like to think it shows that the man had some modicum of class.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that he did that definitely. I'm just saying that it's possible that he did that because he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Because like doing that would just piss off the Christians even more. He was trying to win a war, not prolong it.
Yeah. And it's funny, a little trivia about Saladin. You ever hear when Italian Americans from New York in the movies? By the way, I've never heard this in my life, except from people who've seen it in movies and then would emulate the living shit out of it. I've never heard anyone refer to somebody as a Mameluke, but it is a proper parlance in the culture. What that term Mameluke comes from, like you'll hear one of the paisans in the movies with their pop collars and their greasy hair. Hey, look at this Mameluke. Yeah, I can't stand that. But what that comes from is actually Saladin's army were the Mamelukes. So you're basically calling somebody a Muslim soldier when you're calling them a Mameluke. That's where it entered the parlance, was from them invading Italy so much. And the thing was, the Italians were able to repeatedly push them back because of the high walls and the cliffs. They got Sicily, no problem, but they weren't able to get a peninsula Italy for the most part, if I'm not mistaken. I know that they got Spain. They had Spain on lock, but they were not able to get Italy, if I'm not mistaken. And part of the reason that they started equating Mamluk with moron was because I'm guessing they kept invading the peninsula over and over and getting repelled. So that's the only, I mean, you realize when you think about it, you're engaging in about what, 800 years worth of racism, calling somebody a Mamluk. You're calling them a stupid Muslim soldier, which I just always thought was funny. Like I said, dumb trivia. I know.
It's okay.
I was a nerd. People hear the accent and see the appearance, they immediately think that I was out, like cockfighting and getting into bare knuckle brawls and shit. But I actually did hit the books. You know.
That's because you're not a Mama Luke.
No, no, I'm not. You know, I was raised Catholic my entire life, old school Catholic, and I don't believe in the dogma myself. That's part of the reason, it's part of the reason so many people who were raised this way actually start to become so radically progressive is because when you grow up in the dark ages, you tend to run screaming full steam, hurtling into the future, you know? And that's the reason because a lot of people ask me, why the hell do so many Catholics, why is it their children become progressives? And you gotta understand, when you grow up, like if you ever see in the movies where they show like the old Mexican grandmothers with the rosary beads and all the candles and shit, that's really not too far from the truth with most Catholics, no matter what walk of life they come from, Irish, Mexican, French, Spanish. If they're really devout Catholics, they got pictures of Jesus everywhere and they got candles out the wazoo.
All right,
And
so Scooby, speaking of pictures of Jesus and candles, Mayor, several artifacts saved from fire.
oh, cool. I want to hear this.
Harris Mayor Anne Hidalgo tweeted that major art pieces and sacred items from Notre Dame were saved from the fire. Thanks to the Paris police and the municipal agents, Hidalgo tweeted, "The crown of thorns, the tunic of St. Louis, and several other major works are now in a safe place." The cathedral is home to numerous artifacts, works of art, and religious relics, each telling a story. After the devastating fire tore through the cathedral on Monday, toppling its spire, many feared the items collected over the centuries might be lost. It was unclear how many had been saved. Then, of course, Michelle Obama, Cathedral gives us a higher understanding of who we are.
Oy.
There's footage, of course, of the moment the spire falls.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, when did you die there? Hold on, guys.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, man. I guess I'm partially in shock about this, but it's just heartbreaking. Just thinking about all that history gone. Things like this, the bombing of the Berlin Museum, even the burning of the Library of Alexandria, all that history lost. Ugh. It's depressing, man. I just hope that they were able to save a lot of like the really, really heavy relics. I mean, yeah, the paintings, it's a sin, but painting is a painting. I mean, like the shit that's supposed to actually like have holy meaning to it or not, it all comes down to a matter of faith. You know. I mean, Pat, let me ask you. You're probably one of, aside from Six, you're probably one of the most spiritual people I know. How are you feeling about all this, man?
Like I said, like right now, like I said, it's still one of those things that you're trying to like compute in your damn mind and all that right there, because there's, I don't know, it's like so many things just running around. Like it's like I said, it's like Notre Dame, like it's one of those landmarks that's got so much history behind it. And like I said, when trying to figure out like how it all went down right now, a lot of people basically saying it's renovation. Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, talking about it was a renovation.
Getting distracted.
So many rumors, And yeah, like I said, like trying to talk to me during this time, it's like it's kind of wild. But yeah, some of the rumors running around, it's like you just trying to figure out who is, like what's the real cause, and when it does come out. Right now, everything is just speculation.
Yeah.
And
Isn't Burnside Catholic?
Yes, he is.
How's he
Burn.
about this?
Um, he's at work, so I don't know yet.
yeah, it's like any destruction of any kind of landmark, man, is just like it's just real. It gets under my skin regardless.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm a pagan. I'm a druid, and this breaks my heart.
mhm.
I
Not
Like when that
because,
like
not due to the fact that it's a Catholic place or the
mhm,
religious reasons. It's the fact that it's a beautiful work of art. Architecture is art.
mhm.
And
Like when
all I've seen are pictures. I don't even own a fucking passport.
yeah, like with that mosque when that mosque shooting went down and things like that. It's like regardless how you feel about like Muslim people and things like that, it's
Oh
like
yeah, that's
those
just
people didn't.
horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the bombings in London and Paris subways were going on, I really didn't give a shit. But when it comes to a place where people go to worship, it breaks my heart. For me, it's when like people intentionally set forests on fire. I'm a druid. That's where I go to pray.
Yeah, I got you. See, with me, it's a little different. I was raised Catholic. I don't identify with any deified religion. I identify as a mesotheist. I don't particularly care for deities at all. Any of them. I can't find a useless for any of them. Be it Yahweh, be it Zeus, uh, be it Kali. You
Hey, just
take your pick.
remember, Odin rid us of frost giants.
Yeah, I know. And I've told you my personal belief. The reason that there's monotheism nowadays is I believe that Yahweh wiped out the rest of the gods. That's the reason I tell people pray to whatever you want to. It's not going to work. He killed them all off. And if they're alive, their own life support. I just look at it that way. But I'm a humanist. I look at man as the reason that God was able to descend to earth as Christ was because humanity had finally reached the level where we were actually able to house such a being. That's the way I look at it. So when I look at the destruction of this cathedral, I'm more interested in the sculpture and the artwork and the things of that nature that have been destroyed,
Mhm.
because to me it's a celebration of what humanity can achieve as far as application of art, how we're able to take raw marble and raw ivory and raw wood and raw metals, and we're able to yield and use these beautiful works of art, these masterpieces, these handcrafted, just magnificent designs that we're able to shape out of rock and clay and wood. And that's the thing that bothers
Mhm.
me most about this. It's not so much anything religious as so much more of a celebration of humanity in and of itself. The fact that it was through the lens of worship of any particular god is just a happenstance. It's what was done in that act, what was achieved, the architecture of that building in and of itself. It's just that was done by people like us. It wasn't done by any god. People like us, people who every once in a while put the wrong shoes on the wrong feet. Do dumb shit, like go to check your watch while you're drinking your coffee and spill the coffee in your lap, put the car in drive instead of reverse and drive through the garage door. People like that, people like us built that building and made those works of art. And that to me is the real tragedy of it all, is humanity doesn't do things like that anymore because of the technology we've designed. We've become lazy and it's robbed us of that spark. And the loss of all of this, to me, it's like losing that spark in and of itself, because now there's nothing there to inspire somebody to go home and put away their power tools and take out their hand tools and say, I can do that. You know, that's the loss I'm looking at right now. To me, it's a loss for us as a species across the board. I don't care what color somebody is. I don't care where the hell they come from. I don't care how they pray. The loss of that art, the loss of that craftsmanship for the world, it's going to rob us of future craftsmanship down the road now, because it's not going to be there to inspire them.
to me, it's like now I feel more profound about Notre Dame being on fire than I do about the statues of Confederate and shit like that.
Yeah.
But in my eyes, it's the same thing.
No, I understand. Believe me.
People are taking down those statues. What they're doing is they're removing bits of history.
Yes. Yeah.
And so the cathedral being on fire is even worse in my eyes. Also, even worse in my eyes, to the same level of the cathedral, is the damn ISIS destroying all those ancient statues.
Yeah.
In Israel. But because I happen to know just a bit more about the cathedral, because I've read Notre Dame, I've watched the movies because there are several.
Yeah.
Not just the animated. The animated actually gave me a fucking migraine. I actually prefer there's an old black and white that I like, where it's subtitled because they still have yet to put it in English. But some of those movies they actually filmed inside of the cathedral.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see the works of art, or if you've ever looked in an architecture book, one of the main things that they have in there is the Cathedral of Notre Dame. And that's because it's a work of art that has been lost because nobody wants to build like that anymore.
Yeah. It's right up there with the Temple of Justinian over in Istanbul. It's one of these things where I'm sorry, it's just so heartbreaking when you sit here and really think about it.
I want to cry because a building caught on fire. But you can tell me, and this doesn't have to do with any of the shootings, but let's say there's a mass murder at the Mall of America. I wouldn't bat an eye. I wouldn't shed a tear, but this building being on fire, I want to cry.
Well, I can say I wouldn't bat an eye at something like that because not too long ago, like some dude just tossed a kid off like a third story.
Yeah,
of the Mall of America and things like that, like
I saw that article and I was just like, stupid.
They said he's doing all right, and the kid's doing all right. They got a GoFundMe set up for him, so it's like he's gonna be doing like really good.
Yeah, I think I know what you're driving at, though, Tara. It's one of those things where you get desensitized pretty much in and of itself just to the plight of your fellow human being, just because so many of them, unfortunately, nowadays come across as complete scuds. But the thing of it is...
I was born in 82. Technically, I'm a 90s kid. But I grew up with 80s music. I'm not a huge fan of grunge music. Not like Burnside is. Oh my God. But and we have a Lawrence in the chat. Hello, Lawrence. Burnside's at work, and I don't have a way to contact Bobby. Lawrence wants to know what we assume started the fire. Personally, I don't like making speculation.
Well, I'll just recap for Lawrence. How you doing, Lawrence? I'll just recap for him really quick what I had said earlier. It could be, my thoughts are one of two things. Radicalized Muslim refugees. I'm not saying organized. I'm talking a bunch of shitheads under 30. I'm going to guess probably 3 to 5 of these morons. Most likely college kids who actually have it good, or something of that ilk. I'm saying people that wouldn't do anything like this other than the fact that they're a bunch of bored young men with no prospects. Probably the Islamic equivalent of incels. There's that. Then the other side of it is, which is what I think is probably a lot more plausible. It could also be the lefties. The lefties in Paris actually burnt the damn cathedral down because it offended the Muslims. I would not put it past the left at this point. They're nuts. So those are the two theories I'm working on. I don't think it was anything organized. I don't think it was some like organized Islamic cell. I don't honestly think. I mean, this is the thing. They said that they've been now. There's been. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. There was, I think, about 10 other Paris churches that caught on fire in the past week. I also heard about attacks where the churches were getting covered with feces before they got burned. Did you guys hear anything about this?
No.
Yeah. So apparently there is a possibility that this might actually be connected to something larger. Again, it might just be they want to get rid of the churches because they're trying to Islamify France. I really hope that that's not what this is the case of, because this is turning into a real problem over there in Europe. Because I hate saying it, we've seen how it's happened in the past century or two. Europe tends to pansy the fuck out, and we get dragged into it. We got to go save their ass. And that's my main concern. Is I'm afraid that between Hillary and Obama screwing the pooch, and Merkel deciding that she had to have welcome tattooed across her spine to let everyone walk on her, I'm really concerned right now that it's not so much that Europe can't defend itself; it's Europe's not going to defend itself. That's the main concern I have, and like I said before, Pat, I know you're a good Christian man, but I'm going to be completely blunt here. America first. If this is really what they're doing to themselves over there, fuck them. I don't think that we should have to risk the lives of our young men and women to go over there and save these people from the stupidity that the EU is doing to them. They should honestly do it themselves. If they took away their knives, if you can hear me, folks over there, get your fucking broom handles. Seriously, break them off over your knee. Make them jagged. You don't need to sharpen them.
Get your pencils.
See, seriously, look, I grew up, playing pool everywhere, Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, Suffolk. I played all over the island. There is nothing more effective than breaking a pool cue across the corner of a billiard table. That turns it into a fucking lance really fast. I'm saying you guys got options over there.
Lawrence, they've also recently passed Article 13. What is that?
I don't know. You'd have to get one of the Europeans we usually stream with and rap with them about it. I think that's something about like the internet over there.
Okay. I think Article 13. I think that's the link tax. Like, say that we posted.
It's the ban of memes.
I think that they actually changed that to where it doesn't ban memes.
Yeah, but it's like when you look all over.
For me to post these links in the chat, I'd probably have to pay them if I was in the EU.
Wow, that's crazy.
But there's also the another part that's the content filter, where like places like YouTube are required to flag anything that might be copywritten. And because there's no way in hell they can do that with people, they're going to have to do an algorithm that's going to filter this out. And that might not even be possible with how much is uploaded. Because they're going to be held liable if anything gets through. So chances are YouTube's going to close up in the EU.
Yeah, that's a given. Which is fine. What that will do is, and I honestly think that's part of what they want to do, because check it out. Part of what's radicalizing the young people here is seeing all the footage about what's going on over in Europe.
Oh, what was just hilarious about when they voted this in? A lot of the MEPs said that they voted the wrong way. But I saw a video of the entire voting process. They only had 16 seconds to make a decision, and then voting was closed.
Yeah, and look, this is what I'm trying to say about this scenario. Check this out, Kel. What they'll do is they want to try to curtail all of the footage that's coming out of Europe. Do you guys remember, I think it was 2 years ago now, the Black Bloc in Germany? Did you guys see that shit?
No. At the 5G summit?
Yeah, with Antifa?
Yeah.
Yeah. they came down the street like a fucking human tidal wave. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Thousands of them. Not hundreds, thousands of these motherfuckers. So I think that they want to basically hide that from the American youth. And what better way to do it than, like you said, is to get YouTube to fold up shop. And what they can do is YouTube can turn around and say this legitimately. And because the American public is fast the fuck asleep, they're going to turn around and say, because we had to do all this shit over in Europe to keep YouTube free in America, we're going to make a few changes to comply. That way we can keep it over here, because what they'll do is they're going to cut Europe out. They're going to leave it in Asia, because Asia's under, basically you got to realize most of the Asian landmass is controlled by the CCP.
What CCP?
Like about the Chinese Communist Party.
Oh.
You got to realize they've annexed Tibet, they've annexed Mongolia. I'm not sure if they control Bhutan yet, but they've annexed like so many other countries. Xinjiang, which is home to the Uyghur Muslims, they took that over. So basically China took over all of Asia. They did what Hitler tried to do in Europe, but no one in this country gave a fuck because it's Asia. Which
or what
really,
Toto tried to do in Asia.
Yeah. Well, my hat's off to the Chinese. They did it without any interference at all. It's part of the reason they were able to get away with it.
Lawrence says, if anyone remembers the ban of games in Greece in the early 2000s, which took the EU around 5 to 10 years to remove, I have a feeling the same thing will happen to the with Article 13. It'll take them 5 to 10 years after protests to remove it.
Yeah. Well, that's because Greece was going off the fucking chain the past few years, because they really fucked with them. A lot of people forget. Greece's economy has been doing the whole inside-out accordion thing a lot lately. I'm pretty sure it's stabilized now. Lawrence would probably know this better than me, because of the nationalization that's been going on over there. A lot of people became Greek nationalists. There's a lot of nationalist parties over there. And again, it's, people are talking shit about nationalism. As long as you don't tie racial shit to the nationalism, as long as it's just you care about your country, you want to be a nationalist, fine. You're going to be a buzzkill at parties, but you can be a nationalist, How's
that going to be a buzzkill at parties?
Because everyone's going to hate you just because you claim to be a nationalist.
Well, not even just because you claim to be a nationalist. Have you guys ever really had a conversation with a real nationalist? Not an ethno-nationalist, like an actual nationalist. Someone who just loves, no matter what, it's America first. It's constantly with the whole of they're only going to buy America. If you guys remember the movie Gremlins.
I've seen parts of it.
All right, the neighbor, Mr. Futterman, he was a nationalist. Everything. I only buy American. It's got to be a Zenith TV. It's got to be a Kentucky Harvester tractor. It's got to be a Jeep. My father was a nationalist.
So I had a coworker who was like that. He said he'd only buy American.
That's a nationalist.
Wouldn't even go to a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, that's what a nationalist is. My father was a nationalist like that. He would only buy American. I think I've said before on the air, every car I ever owned when he was alive, it had to be an American and it had to be an 8-cylinder. He honestly thought that, 6 cylinders, that was a communist thing. Trying to, they were trying to emasculate the Americans. Seriously, he felt that it was commie propaganda because the commies couldn't build proper. He said the Pinko engines could only handle 6 cylinders. He said so they're trying to level the playing field to give these commie bastards a leg up so they can start importing their cars.
Mm-hmm.
The old man was a trip.
Lawrence says the Nationalist Party in Greece, Golden Dawn, have recently gained a lot of support, while the communists, the KKE, have decreased.
Yeah.
They've also gained spots in the government, he thinks.
I couldn't miss me.
Well, above everything else, communism and socialism, their fatal flaws is reliance on government. And the problem is, the past decade has shown nothing but wall-to-wall ineptitude in government. Look, let's be completely honest. Let's kick it back even further. Let's kick it back to W. Bush, okay? Now, the problem I always had with W, I have a problem with W and I have a problem with Obama, and they're different problems. And I'll say this exactly why, and this is how I break it down on the two of them. Now, check this out. W was a man that should have been a baseball coach. All right, he had his team. What was it? The Texas Rangers. That's his team, right?
Yep.
And he was, if you ever see any interviews with him or listen to him talk, not a bad person at all. W should have been a baseball coach. He really should have been a sports coach. He should have been involved in sports. This man actually loved the country and wanted to do what he wanted to do for the country. I hear Sticks, Tex, and Hammer rip this man apart and paint him a certain way. I will say he's spot on about his cabinet. I'll definitely say that about his cabinet. I mean, the holy shit the neocons that man had working for him. But again, that was the position that Jeb Bush was supposed to get, not George. And the fact that George got that position that was not planned for him, I honestly think what he was he was the innocent kid out of the family. He was the one that wasn't involved in the family business and stumbled into it. I think that Jeb is as crooked as a country road. He was your governor of terror. You can
Hey,
back me
he's
up on
actually
that.
good for the state.
Hello?
I
Yeah, I
said
didn't.
he's good for the state.
Yeah, I'm sure he did good for the state, but in the long run, how good did he do? I'm saying how many of his policies down the road did they come back to bite you in the ass? That's the question.
None that ever
But
come.
okay, so then you look at his performance, and you look at his brother's performance. Obviously, Jeb was the one that was groomed to be, White House material.
Now,
Not
the thing that I didn't like, it was W that came first, right?
yeah, no, it was HW, the father.
We're
And
talking
then
about the father, right?
I was talking about the son. I was saying I'm
Oh.
comparing the two of them, Obama and Bush. The last two presidents we had before Trump. I'm actually devil advocating for both of them. That's what I'm saying.
I
I'm
was
saying
gonna say whichever one did that whole fucking no child should be left behind bullshit.
that would be W.
Yeah, he was a fucking idiot.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Was I don't think he was a bad person. I just don't think he should have been in the White House. On the grounds, he should have been a baseball coach and possibly owned a steakhouse somewhere in Texas. Seriously, that's the type of man he is, and that's where he should have wound up. Now, what I'll say about, and I heard somebody say this about Obama on the air, and I said, holy shit, I wish I would have said that first. Obama should be running a very large inner city rec center in like Chicago or Detroit. That's the type of person he is. He should be like an organizer. That's where he's shown, that's what he did before he became president. And that's really where he excelled. And do I believe a lot of the shit that people say about him? Yeah, but do I think he's the devil? I think that's a bit of a stretch. I'm gonna be completely honest. The way I've seen it presented is he's from Chicago. At one point, he was all over the map before that, but he's from Chicago and he grew up in Chicago politics, Chicago Democratic politics. They're communists. It's a known fact. There's nothing not communistic about the Democratic Party over there, aside from the fact that they can't call themselves communists. So this is the thing. He's a product of his environment. I mean, as an American, yes, do I think a lot of the shit Obama was groomed for is evil? But do I think that he himself is inherently evil? No, because of the environment he came from and he grew up that way. I mean, let's face it. If you're a Jew, if you're an Orthodox Jew and you're dealing with a radical Muslim, you're going to think the radical Muslim is evil. Guess who the radical Muslim is going to think is evil, though? You, the Jew. So it all comes down to perspective. And from classical American perspective, yeah, Obama's the fucking devil because he's a communist. But do I personally think that the man was intentionally evil? No. He honestly thought that America had its time and it was time to pay the piper. He was misguided as fuck, and he was wrong. I don't particularly think Obama was evil. Is my point. I don't think that was his motivation. I think he was very misguided. That's all. You know, which I'm sure that shocks a lot of people to hear me say that because I talk shit about Obama constantly. I think he fucked up the country royally and nearly destroyed it by some of his stupidity, but I don't think that he intentionally did it. Just like when I hear people say all this horrible shit about Bush being a warmonger, I don't think that was his intention either. I think that these guys just got mislabeled. I mean, let's face it. You're running the country for millions of people. You have to be somebody like Trump, it appears, in today's modern age to pull that off. And he doesn't have any support of his subordinates. Seriously, the Republicans are all chicken shit and the Democrats are all against him. He's doing it solo. Say what you will. That is impressive to me.
Okay, that was fun.
Well, I had to sum everything up for Lawrence, and I figured that did it in a nutshell.
What'd you do? Go fat for a little bit, Pat?
What up?
I said, what'd you do? Go fat for a little bit?
No, like I said, I had to go fix me something to eat after everything had went off.
Oh man, you missed it.
What?
I gave this whole comparative breakdown between the Bush presidency and the Obama presidency, and how I defended for both of them and devil's advocated that they're just human beings, and you're making a sandwich.
Well, I had to. I couldn't take my tablet along with me because it's like certain places in my house are kind of like dead zones. So it's like even if I took it, I wouldn't have heard a damn thing you said.
Yeah,
I think it's your house that has dead zones.
Sorry about that. I don't know because like some houses is like because I ain't got like the little plugins and shit like that, like little Wi-Fi plugins and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That are able like the Wi-Fi to go to like certain places. I don't know. It's a fucked up house.
It's all good.
Ay. But yeah, after watching wrestling for 2 hours and stuff like that, yeah, I'm hungry.
That's because you're spaking your meat to man sex.
Shit.
I'll be honest. I gave no disrespect. I just gave up on watching wrestling a while ago because I went to go see it at the Nassau Coliseum about 19 years ago now. My God, it was during the World Series 2000 when the Mets and Yankees win it. And The Rock's up in the ring, and he's talking to this broad. He's got his microphone. So I go up to the concession stand, get myself some nachos, I get a soda, I come back, he's still fucking talking. I finish my nachos, I'm drinking my drink, I got the drink with me, I go up, I hit the urinal, I come back, this fucking guy is still talking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, seriously. I even said I started heckling him in the ring, and people started like throwing shit at me because I started yelling at him. I'm like, "Hey, asshole, are you gonna actually grab anybody? Or are you gonna sit here and talk on a microphone all night? Because if I want to watch somebody talk, I'd rather they not wear spandex." Yeah, and somebody threw a drink at me for saying that shit. So I just went up, hung out in the concession stand, and watched the World Series instead. I loved wrestling when I was younger, and it was like when they started that new school shit. I don't know. Are they back to that now? Do they actually wrestle again, Pat, or are they still standing there yelling at each other?
It's a little bit of this and that. Like it's like you have like 1 or 2 matches, then you have like a promo, promo here, then commercials there, and all that shit. It's like
yeah. I'm gonna show my age. I remember the WWF. You remember what promos I remember? You remember Brother Love?
Yeah, I remember him. Like I said, with the red face and all that shit.
Yeah, you remember that? And they, oh god, I remember all those. I remember when they had, it was Mr. Perfect and the Genius. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Virgil. Yeah. The Hart Foundation, which was Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret Hitman Hart with Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South.
Yeah, they just inducted him into like the Hall of Fame like over the past weekend. Yeah, that's the one where Bret Hart got attacked by this dumbass fan right here, and the dude got his ass whooped by it. Like
You
that's the number
know,
one rule right there. You jump. You know what I'm saying, if you're a fan and you jump your ass in that ring and stuff like that, they ain't responsible for what the hell happens to you. And dude
yeah.
got he got his ass toe up by them damn wrestlers. Like you don't do that right there, especially to a legend like Bret Hart, all because your ass wants to be seen.
You know what's funny? I gotta find him. I got him around here somewhere. Remind me to show you. I still
Mm.
got a pair of those fucking Hitman sunglasses. Yeah, I remember watching him wrestle. I think it was either 87 or 88 back up over at Nassau Coliseum.
Mm.
Uh, I forget who the fuck he wrestled, but oh my God, I got to find a copy of that ticket. I got to show you a copy of the card that night, who they had. Uh, it was a who's who. I mean, they had everybody there. The Bushwhackers wrestled that night. I think they wrestled the Legion of Doom.
Mm.
Uh, I think it was Jimmy Superfly Snooker against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Hacksaw Jim Duggan wrestled that night. The main event was Hulk Hogan versus the Barbarian. I think the preliminary might have been either the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, one of them. I mean, it was just an unbelievable ticket. Every
Mhm.
match, seriously, it was just, oh man, it was the heyday.
Mhm.
I think it was even one of those rare nights where Bobby the Brain Heenan wrestled, because for whatever reason, I remember hearing the crowd chanting "Weasel." You know? Oh man,
Yeah, man, those days, like I said, when I was a kid growing up, man, I'm saying that's when I really liked wrestling because
oh
it was all
yeah,
about wrestling and less about like promos and all that
yeah,
right there. You still had them, but it's like you didn't have them as much as you do right now because back then they were like what they were probably on like what on hours time, so they had to fit in as much action as they could.
yeah.
Plus, like me living down here, I live a couple hours by Dallas, so it's like they used to have world class championship wrestling. Back then when they had like the Sportatorium with the Von Erichs and all this stuff, they reigned supreme and shit.
Yeah.
So like the Von Erichs, Chris Adams, fucking the Freebirds and all that right there, man. Hacksaw Butch
Hmm.
Reeves, I was like, oh man, them were the folks right there, Junkyard Dog and shit.
Oh, Junkyard Dog. I remember watching
Man.
him wrestle. Oh God, who was it? It was him, I think, and George the Animal Steel. The two of them, I remember watching a match between. And then there was, oh God, who the fuck was he up against? I forget who he wrestled. I think it might have been, yeah, it was when he was early and he just originally started. It might have been
Mm.
towards the end of his career. I forget who the fuck he wrestled. It was King Kong Bundy, and I think it might have been Dusty Rhodes. I'm going back on a lot of these matches I remember when I was a kid.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
I feel like
you
I'm
know,
watching a Joe Rogan podcast.
yeah, I was thinking, who I remember? A lot of the people that did not get as much play and as much attention because they didn't have any shtick. They were just really good wrestlers.
Mm.
Um, Dino Bravo.
Dino Bravo, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Oh,
remember him.
he was the man. Dino Bravo was good, and Greg Valentine.
Oh, the Hammer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Hammer, he kind of, I'm saying, like when him and the Honky Tonk Man, then when they tag team together, they call themselves what, Rhythm and Blues?
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, I remember that. And what was that other guy from down south? The Big Boss Man.
Oh, Boss Man. Yeah, Boss Man got a whole lot of play, man.
I remember seeing. Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, I remember seeing him and the Honky Tonk Man wrestle. I think
Mm.
that was one of the matches I saw. This was before uh, Rhythm and Blues, but I remember specifically there was, I think, a bit of a rivalry going on between Dino Bravo and Greg the Hammer Valentine when I was a kid. Because I remember Dino Bravo had a habit of pulling Greg Valentine's hair a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, like a lot. That was like his trademark. You'd see the two of them. I remember because there was one time, I'll never forget it, Dino Bravo was actually the referee, and Greg Valentine was giving him a hard time, and he grabbed him by the hair.
Like I said, man, there was so much stuff going down. Like, oh man, especially like
Yeah,
because back then, like kind of how they bring it back now. It's like you have like you had like the professional circuits, and then you had like your independents.
yeah,
and they were like everywhere. But now it's like right now, like say you got WWE basically mainly reigning supreme, but you got every other thing like now, like you got like New Japan, you got like Ring of Honor, you got like Impact and stuff like that. And in between, you got like all these indie circuits and shit like that. Which I like
Yeah,
the indies because like the indies be bringing you a lot of stuff that they can't do on a professional level because of the censors and shit like that. One of them basically being intergender wrestling. So it's
yeah,
like I like to watch the whole indies a lot because I've been seeing a lot of like men versus women matches and shit like that. And the women be actually goddamn they be putting on quite the show. Like, even though I know like there is no way they can beat these goddamn dudes in real life, but it's like the way they be putting shit over, it's like hell, they just it's straight up entertainment. I
yeah.
think like one of my favorite matches I've seen, like there's this one dude named like Brian Cage. This motherfucker's like big powerhouse motherfucker, like, way bigger than me. I weigh 240. This dude got to weigh about at least like what 270, 280 or something like that. He just all pure muscle going up against motherfucking Tessa Blanchard and shit like that. And she's like fucking yeah, she's like this little tiny thing, but she's so goddamn talented, man. It's like they put on one hell of a show, man. I'm like, oh man, it was like one of those classic. It's like one of those classic motherfucking male and female like wrestling thing.
Yeah. If you look up, I think it was, I forget the designation, like the acronym that they use, but it was Backyard Wrestling. I forget which league it was, but it's one here in the Northeast. I'm pretty sure that they were down south also.
Hmm.
The shit where they were like putting people through tables and stuff out in the backyards.
Hmm.
But an actual, like, it was organized and there was like rings and shit. It was a big thing about maybe like 20 years ago. It got really big for a while. It was the next stage in wrestling. It was like, the really insane shit where they were like doing wrestling on top of picnic tables and slamming the guys through the tables and shit.
Well, I remember
Uh,
that. I remember that cheesy ass. I remember that cheesy ass backyard wrestling where you had like all these wannabe wrestlers and shit like that. Just basically, like sending clips of themselves, like wrestling in the backyard, and they put it all together.
yeah,
God, that's why I discovered Tylene Buck.
yeah. For a little while, it actually started to take off and became a little bit organized.
Hmm.
They actually got a video game deal and everything at one point.
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, they were an actual league though, and the league, a buddy of mine, you can look him up. His name is Johnny TNT,
Mm.
or it might just be TNT. I don't know if he used the name Johnny. It might have just been TNT, but that's his real name is Johnny. I think he was billed at it as one point, but anyway. This guy TNT, I think it says on his thing he's originally from Brooklyn, which I'm pretty sure he was. But he wrestled in that for years. He's a good friend of mine.
Hmm.
And yeah, big son of a bitch. A little bit shorter than me, but wider, a lot wider, basically in the shoulders. Nicest guy. And he was into that for a while. So, a lot of my friends, I think I had mentioned it before, I know him actually through TNT and through another buddy of mine, Mikey Trips. He's actually an MMA and Pride fighter. A lot of guys at the bar I used to go to were all into this. And the one guy who used to come around, he was a few years younger than me, but I was friendly with him. He's actually the current champ, Ryan LaFleur. He's out my neighborhood.
Mm.
These guys were all in MMA and whatever, but a few of the guys were wrestlers. And, I remember saying to them a few years ago, I said, if they start doing this shit in the WWE, I think the fans are going to get tired of it. I said, because, you want to see people wrestle, not throw each other through fucking tables. So, I'm at least glad that didn't take off the way that because I didn't particularly enjoy that shit either,
It's like they still do it from time to time, but it's like now it's not as major as it used to be. Like I told you, it's more in the indies than you will ever see in the professional circuit because, like I told you, now they gotta abide by certain rules and shit like that with the motherfucking censors, in order to keep the snowflakes from violence against this and all that shit.
Yeah,
So,
I think what turned me off to watching wrestling, Pat, and I'll be serious, it's when they started letting them bring chairs into the ring. That's when I remember when I was younger, that was they would immediately stop a fight if there was a chair got thrown in. But I remember a few years later, I go to throw on a match, and I'm like, all right, let me see who's wrestling. And the ref's standing there, and they're just beating the shit out of each other with chairs. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm not watching this shit. You know?
No, that's part of my shit right there, man. It's like, oh.
You know what it is? I guess because at this point I was working at the bar, and I'd seen real like bar fights and shit with chairs and stools. I didn't like watching these assholes fake it. Probably what it was. Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's happening, brother?
Hey, Val.
That's when it went more into like the entertainment zone more than they did like wrestling right there. That's why nowadays I'm saying they refer to themselves as like entertainment more than anything.
Yeah. I hear you, and I can understand that, and I can appreciate it. It was just at the time it left me with a raw taste, and I developed a bit of a bitterness because I grew up in its heyday, and seeing it do the switch like that pissed me off. You know?
Yeah. Because the thing is, like a lot of people know it's like all choreographed, and entertainment and shit like that and all that right there. And of course they do, because it's like, the people you seen, I'm saying, having a big ass rivalry and stuff like that, and all of a sudden it's like you'll see them like on the WWE network on like these shows that they got right now, and on YouTube, like where they got like up, down, down, like you'll see like Xavier Woods and Samoa Joe like beating the hell out of each other on SmackDown and stuff like that, and then you see them on up, down, down. They playing fucking video games together, and it's like it's like one of those things to let you know, like when it's all said and done, man, it's all it's all fun and games, just there for everybody's viewing pleasure. But they do get hurt doing that shit right there, because they're constantly on the move.
Yeah. And
they're constantly doing things right there, and it's like the body can only take so goddamn much. So when they jump in that ring and they're trying to perform, and all of a sudden like one of them saying they hurt and stuff like that, that's what it usually is. Their body is so fucking fatigued, and I can advocate for shit like this, because hell, why do you think my fucking left knee is goddamn so jacked up these days? Because
Yeah, no, I hear you. And believe me, I'm the first one that can appreciate the kayfabe as much as the next person. But my thing is, I remember growing up when they still practiced catch as can. They still actually did wrestling, and they still used the techniques, and it was so much more actual wrestling involved, and that to me, it's kind of like a loss. You don't see that as much as you used to. Like, oh god, I can't remember his fucking name, and it's gonna drive me nuts. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. He's Mexican. Him and his brothers, he wrestled in the 80s and 90s. WWF. I can't remember the fucking guy's name for the life of me. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Oh, Christ, I can't believe I can't remember the guy's name.
What signature move he did?
I can't remember. I was talking about before. He was one of the ones he didn't really have a shtick. He just wore, tights and shoes. Same as like Dino Bravo or Greg the Hammer Valentine. He didn't really have like anything.
The only thing that comes to mind is Eddie Guerrero. That's the only one I could think of.
I know Tito Santana used to do things like that.
No, Valis is right. Eddie Guerrero. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Very underrated. Him and
I actually like Dean Malenko, but the man with 1,000 moves or something like that, which is that's a gimmick, but whatever.
No, a lot of people, they don't give Eddie Guerrero a lot of credit because he wasn't a particularly big guy, but let me tell you, he got you once he got his hands on you, especially, forget about it. If he got you set up for that move and he came up off of that top turnbuckle, forget about it. It was over.
Oh, the frog splash, yeah. Now, I'll tell you the most intimidating wrestler ever. I think it was Ming. Because no one can. I don't think anyone for the life of me could ever get out of that tongue of death threat. Maybe Goldberg did, but I doubt it.
I'm sorry. I am a huge fan of Jake the Snake Roberts and the DDT.
Yeah, I'm dead twice. That's all I like to call
it. Oh man, that was such a sick move.
Yeah, I think Psycho Sid was my go-to.
Yeah.
Oh, Sid. Oh man, when he had that one right there with his where he tried to come off the top rope and he snapped his
I'm the
damn.
master and the ruler of the world. I said, yeah, there's your.
Oh
there's
god.
so stupid, but man, it was so funny.
I'm like, why did they? I'm saying, why did they think it was a good idea to have his tall ass come off the damn top rope like that? I'm like, man, that's
Yeah.
too much weight coming down on your damn frame right there. He came down, man, and his fucking left leg just, oh man, it twisted shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot. To be fair, they all seen Triple H going up off the top ropes, and they all figured because the man is built like a fucking Buick, they all figured, oh, okay, if he could do it, I could do it. And the problem was though, Triple H, he was brolic, but Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, whatever you want to call him, like you said, he was just big. He was like a log cabin. That was too much mass, and like you said, that's why his leg gave.
And it was tall, and he was tall with it too. So like I said, it was mostly upper body. So it's like back in those days, when you had all the upper body and stuff like that, but your legs wasn't pretty much all that right there. So yeah, coming down with that much force, with all the upper body coming down on your damn frame like that, like that's oof.
Well, Triple H is the same size as you and me. He's bigger though. He's like the same size as you and me, height-wise and build-wise, but he's got more mass. He's got more muscle on that frame. But he's pretty much the same size frame as you and me. But, Sid Vicious, he was bigger than you and I. He's just wider, taller, heavier, thicker. Yeah. He had bigger proportions, and that's, like you said, can't be airborne. Like, I think guys like your size and my size are the limit for people that should be leaping off of the top turnbuckle. Once you get bigger than us, you really can't be jumping off. Once you get above 250, I think that's the cutoff. Once you get above 6'2" and above 250, you should not be leaping off the top rope.
Like I said,
Yeah.
Like, well, people like Bam Bam Bigelow, they were the exceptions and shit like that. But it's like, hell, even they took risks.
That's who it was. That's who I watched wrestle. Bam Bam Bigelow. Thank you. I couldn't remember who it was. I knew it was another bald guy. What a brutal match.
Dead wrestler.
He still wrestles Bam Bam. God bless him. He's got to be.
No. Bam Bam, he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away.
He did. When did he pass away?
Shit. I can't think off the top of my head, but fuck.
When he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died. Oh man, he died way back in 2007, July 9th.
Well, I guess I'm not Mr. Current Events. He was still wrestling up till the end. That was the last I heard. He was still wrestling.
Him. I'm thinking of Vader, Big Van Vader. That's what.
Yeah, Vader. Vader passed.
He recently.
Bam Bam. He passed away in like 2007. Like it was like Vader's the one that recently passed away not too long ago.
Yokozuna. I remember his fight with Steve Austin. Well, his last fight with him, which was kind of funny though.
Whatever happened to Steve Austin?
He retired.
He's still around. He retired.
He said for the very last time. He said he. I remember a while ago he said this, that while he doesn't make nowhere near as much money in acting, he doesn't need as many surgeries.
Yeah, because after that that Owen Hart incident and shit like that, his neck was basically like trash after that. It's like he was able to wrestle to a certain time, but it's like he kind of reached that point where it's like, he had to retire, kind of like how Edge did. It's like, you get that career-ending injury, and it's like you want to keep going, but you just can't.
Yeah. Well, God, I'm thinking about it now. What about? This is how long ago it was, and I remember this guy actually got a career out of it. That kid that they pulled in out of the audience, I don't know if he was a setup or whatever, but he wound up getting a career. They called him the 1-2-3 Kid.
Oh, X-Pac.
X-Pac or whatever.
X-Pac. Yeah, I was going to say.
That's like six-pack.
Yeah. Is he still wrestling, this guy?
Yeah, he's still around in the indie circuit and shit like that. Yeah, he was also another one. The part of like D-Generation X and the WWE that they had.
Oh man,
They put in the Hall of Fame like
those
this
were the
past Sunday.
days, man. That's when I really got back into wrestling when the Ultimate Warrior came back. At one point, there's who was it? Ahmed Johnson? Was it Ahmed Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to actually ask, since we're talking about obscure wrestlers, and since I got you here, Pat, you probably know him. This is actually a friend of mine. I never saw him wrestle. I just used to shoot pool. I would play doubles with him and his cousin. His cousin was also a wrestler named Taz. And this guy, Taz, like the Tasmanian Devil.
Oh, yeah, we know. Yeah, Taz.
Yeah, I used to play pool with him. I used to play pool with Taz, and his cousin was this guy. His name was Chris Chetty, but his stage name was the Superstar Rookie All-Star Chris Chetty or some shit. But yeah, he was in the WWF for a minute. They were two guys from the neighborhood. Taz actually worked during the day as a garbage man up over in Brooklyn, and he moonlighted at night doing a wrestling gig. And I used to shoot my 9-ball with them at Mr. Q's Billiards up over in North Lindenhurst. Small world. You know, but I was just asking because I remember he used to wrestle Chris Chetty under that name. And I remember, like, his cousin Taz, you know, I told a few people because I didn't know who the fuck he was. You know,
he's been like ECW.
Yeah, bless you. I had told a few people I was playing pool with this guy, and their eyes got big. They're like, "You playing pool with him? He's a professional wrestler." I said, "Yeah, no shit." I said, "Plays a fucking mean game of 9-ball. You don't scratch ever." Seriously, the man was fucking a legend. I used to pull him to the side and be like, "Listen, this guy I'm playing with is a clown. So's your cousin. What do you say? You and me will fucking clean him out." Chris pissed him off once. We actually did switch up and play doubles against him. You know, good times. Man, that's 20 years ago. Oh, shit.
I don't mean, like I said, the only time I see these wrestlers right here, if I'm ever at an event, I don't know. I want to go to a WrestleCon, hopefully next year.
Well,
the other jar for these?
Like I said, if you ever decide you're gonna come up anyway, visit in New York, bro, hit me up. I'll go with you to this fucking thing because I know the area. You know, if there's gonna be old timers there, like people from the 80s and 90s, oh fuck yeah, I'll go talk to them. But if it's gonna be like any of these people that started wrestling once I was old enough to vote and like buy liquor and shit, I'm probably not gonna know who the fuck they were.
I think when WrestleCon, like I said, you have like a mixture of old school and new school. Like
yeah. I'm afraid to ask if he's dead or not. Is Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful, still with us, or is he dead now too?
I think he's still around. He's old as fuck, but it's like, you know.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him. Maybe Mr. Perfect, Rick the.
Perfect. Perfect passed away.
Of course, he's dead. What about Rick the Model Martel? Is he dead?
Fuck.
You can always Google it.
Yeah, right.
Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was
I don't know.
There was him. There was Ravishing Rick Rude, Hillbilly
Rick
Jim.
Rude. Yeah, Rick Rude's gone.
Oh,
Hillbilly
God.
Jim's still around.
I know the Ultimate Warrior. He passed away. Well, that was already.
Yeah.
Said the moment he got his Hall of Fame, you know, hours or days later, he just died. I said, "Damn, it's fucked up."
I had seen Rick Flair. I don't know. Is Rick Flair still with us? Because I know I'd seen
him.
him.
He is.
He still is. He's still alive.
Fuck up, bud.
Yeah, like Rick Martel is still alive.
Oh, good.
63 years old. Like
Yeah, because I remember. Well, I'm going to go off a tangent here, but I remember when Triple H used to be Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
I was just going to say that. Do you guys remember that?
Because he was just like this polished, distinguished gentleman, had the ladies' man kind of thing. He had a really cool theme, though.
I remember when he was Jean-Paul Levesque.
Yeah, because every time he come in there, I think was it Mr. Perfect would come in there and take his all the girls and ruin his matches.
Yeah,
man, I love 96 and 97.
Yeah, that was my senior year.
Oh yeah, Orlando's still alive.
You know, I always wanted to meet, out of all of them, probably the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Oh man, that was my favorite heel of all time.
Yeah,
he was such a bastard.
Neidhart, whatever his name is, even though he's not actually a Hart, like Bret Hart.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart, he was one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, it was just so weird. He just seemed like the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
Just because his last name kind of stands out as just not being Hart. He said, yes, Neidhart, but it's not Hart. Because I think Shawn Michaels brought that up. Oh, man.
Man, I haven't thought about half of this shit in years. I remember when I was a kid, waiting in line, we had to go because there wasn't a lot of good movie theaters out here, so not that it was that far. We had to take the 20-minute drive into Queens and go see No Holds Barred. I remember going to see that in the theaters when I was a kid. Hulk Hogan. Yeah, what was it? Rip. What was that his name in the movie? Hulk Hogan?
No, and No Holds Barred.
Yeah. Rip versus Zeus.
Zeus.
Yeah, and then Zeus.
Tiny Lister Jr. or Devo.
Yeah. Oh man, that fucking movie.
A Friday. I know No Holds Barred actually was shot in a lot of places, especially in Topeka, where I was at. I had no idea it had filmed there.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I'm trying to figure which scene that took place, but I don't know.
Oh God, it was 30 years ago. So much has changed since then. It's completely different at this point, you know? God. I remember going to see that movie. I remember seeing it in the theaters. And looking back on it, I think I was, you realize, wow, I was a stupid fucking kid because yeah. Yeah, seriously, you watch the movie now and it's one of those things where you cringe watching it like, wow. This is so 80s. Like, this is bad 80s, too. This isn't even good 80s. Holy shit.
I know that one wrestler that was trying to be Sub-Zero, Glacier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Sub-Zero ripoff.
Sub-Zero. Yeah, I thought he was really cool, though, because he had the intro, that Mortal Kombat-ish type. It had that little snowflakes, dropping. I said, that was kind of cool. It was a cool presentation. But he will always compete against this one big guy. I could have sworn it was Kane, but it was probably somebody who was similar to him. Or was it Wrath or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, but call itself like Canyon or Mortis or something like that.
Yeah, but I'll probably figure the name as soon as I look it up.
You know who one of my favorite wrestlers were? Just because I didn't know who the fuck this guy was. I never seen him before or since. It was his shtick. Like I was like, who the hell is this guy? He shows up in a trench coat No, he shows up in a trench coat with this mask on and his beard and his shaved head, and he's got this chain with him, and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, the Repo Man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. You remember him?
Yep.
I remember watching his first match ever, and he's dragging the guy out with a toe chain. I'm like, okay, this guy is cool. And I don't know if it was the same night, but I'm pretty sure it was around the same era, and they introduced this new guy at the time. And this guy comes out, and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, now entering the ring, Erwin R. Shyster, the
IRS.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, because him and DiBiase, they used to be like Money Inc.
Yeah, I remember that. Holy shit.
Or the Mega Bucks.
Yeah.
That's his name. His name was Wrath. That was his name.
Yeah.
They didn't like him, but they start favoring him when he decided, hey, you guys want me to beat up Glacier? I said, yeah. I said, oh, okay, they don't like Glacier no more. But I think he now goes by Ray Lloyd or something like that. I don't know. Oh
well. Hey, Six. Didn't see you hop in. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, he's on mute.
He's always on mute. I guarantee you he's cooking chicken as we speak. It's like his trademark. He's standing there right now muted. He's got the chicken on the boil and he's grating cheese. Seriously. I put money on it.
Yeah, I always enjoyed WCW more than WWE at one point because I don't know, they had some weird gimmicks in those shows.
Yeah.
Because I always loved WWE more, but I tend to lean towards WCW because most of our wrestlers used to, just went there. So I started watching WCW, and because when the NWO started happening, oh yeah, I was so invested. See, these guys are just assholes. They're just trolls.
The thing of it was, like, when I was a kid, it was because of my older brother. He always would give me a hard time whenever I tried to watch any of the matches that weren't WWF. Basically because back then, this is, again, it's the 80s. ECW was still really second tier. It was basically, a lot of the shows were, again, I hate saying it like this and sounding like an asshole. It was like lower tier stadiums that were in like lower tier markets. You didn't have any of the big cities that you had at the time in the WWF. Now, I didn't know at the time this was because of Vince McMahon. I couldn't think of his name. I didn't know this was because Vince McMahon had gotten a lock on all of the cities and just ignored the smaller venues, which was how he built it. I didn't know that's what he did at the time. So ECW at the time being was really stuck in all of the smaller venues, so they didn't have as much of a big draw. They had a lot of the wrestlers that they had did go on to the WWF, but again, it was cheaper cameras, it was cheaper audio, it was not as good announcers, it didn't look as good at the time. So, I tried to watch, like an ECW match back in the 80s, but my brother would be like, turn this varsity shit off. If you're going to watch wrestling, put on the WWF. So I go, okay. And so I never got it. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to get into ECW in the 80s. I missed out on that.
It didn't have a chance to take off.
Yeah. McMahon really did. He had a stranglehold on the industry when he had the WWF. Let's be honest. I mean, the man was ruthless. Long Island businessman. That's just how they roll. That's one of the reasons.
I'm sorry, but his daughter and son have run that thing into the fucking ground.
Oh, right now it's like it could be better than what it is, but it's like I said, the biggest thing is like they want to do stuff, but it's like there's only so much that that they can only take it so far because of the damn censors and the sponsors and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like not too long ago they tried to include like an intergender match between like Nia Jax and Dean Ambrose, but like they got like this deal with Mattel, and in the deal specifically, it says that no man can never be seen overpowering a woman. So it's like when they did that thing that they did in doing a Royal Rumble where they had like Nia Jax beat up R-Truth and take his spot into like the men's Royal Rumble, and they had like Dolph Ziggler, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton do that fucking 2-piece and a biscuit on her ass. that kind of got a lot of people pissed off right there. They like the fact that Nia whooped R-Truth and she was coming in there and she was beating up on the guys, but when she got a taste of her own damn medicine, everybody, that's not fair. I'm like, like, motherfuckers, what do y'all want? Like I said, shit. But yeah, it's like Mattel has that deal right there where like no man could be seen overpowering any type of woman in any way. So they have to put the kibosh on that, because I know they're trying to like delve into like this. They want to, but they can't. They want to delve into like the intergender thing, like how they used to do back in the day during the Attitude Era. But it's like they really can't no more. That's why I said I like the indie circuit, because they can actually do that because they have no limits.
I'll be honest, that was another thing too that really killed it for me was during I guess it might have been during the Attitude Era where they had all the wrestling vixens up there stripping and shit in the ring. I didn't like that. It bothered the fuck out of me, to be completely honest.
Well, I did.
Well, no, you know what it is? If they're gonna I have no problem with them doing separate venues. If you're gonna do a venue like that, make sure that the audience is 18 and over. I didn't like it because beforehand it was a venue where young kids could go with the parents, and now they're turning it into a venue for people like college age, and that's all well and good, but bill it as such.
Scoop, are you at Grand Central right now?
No, I'm not. That wasn't me.
Oh.
That was my baby brother.
Oh.
What? You had that train going by.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think WWE they basically did that right there because when they were competing with WCW at the time, and they got that 200 straight week ass whooping that WCW that put on them and all that right there, they knew they had to take it up a notch. And one thing was like I said, okay, we need to sell sex.
Yeah.
And because it was something that WCW wasn't doing, because WCW, they were bringing in these high, impact matches, while WWE was just basically, like still relying upon nostalgia. So so it's like, yeah, like these young you had like these young bucks on WCW and things like that doing the things they were doing. And like I'm saying, they bringing in the NWO and creating all these grudge matches and fighting all that right there. But yet you still had WWE still trying to put on the Hulk Hogan, like all those matches right there and shit like that. And they were just basically being played out. So everybody started going to WCW. And like I said, when they started taking off, and like I said, for like what they said, like for 200 straight weeks or whatever, stuff like that, they were just spanking the shit out of WWE. So yeah, they knew they had to turn it up a notch. So that's when they started. They brought motherfuckers in like Sable and shit like that, and Deborah, and everybody getting all butt naked and shit, like the bra and panty matches and all that right there. They knew they had to step it up.
Yeah, and that just really bothered the fuck out of me that they were doing that shit. It was one of those things that bothered me because I thought it was detracting from it. Again, I was fully aware of the fact that the matches were rigged. I was nobody's fool. But even still, the amount of athleticism it took to pull off those matches at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started doing all the talking, and then they went from all the talking to, okay, we're just going to have these broads roll around in their underwear, which is all well and good. But, I worked at bars that hosted shit like that. It wasn't something I want to sit there and see like a bunch of kids in an audience watching. So personally, if it was one of those things where they had an audience that was 18 and older, I'd have no trouble. But, you see the families there with their kids, and they got these broads up there fucking wanging their bazongas at the audience. It left a bad taste in my mouth, man.
Yeah, I get that right there.
Yeah, what I'm saying? You're a father, bro. You don't want to take your kids to see that shit. I mean, you want to drop them off and go back? Yeah, I'm waiting. I'll fucking drive. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things with the families there. It was something I couldn't get with. Yeah, that's about as conservative as I get. I don't like shit getting done in front of families. Otherwise, fucking A. Do it up when as long as the family's at home. Yeah, fucking A. Break out the Red Fox records and the fucking KY jelly. Let's have a party.
Yeah, when I was with my last girlfriends, like I'm saying, like me and her son, boy, we loved wrestling. Like especially like because I used to live up there in Minnesota, and like and when WWE came down to like performing like Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Minneapolis, St. Paul area, they make like a stop at Rochester. That's where I lived at, and they would do like a little small live show there before they went and did like the Raw like the next night. So it's like, yeah, that was one of my biggest things when I heard they were coming down to Rochester. I'm like, oh hell yeah, we got to get these tickets.
That is cool. That's really cool, man. I didn't really have. I went once to go see wrestling with my father. May he rest in peace. And my father was the type like, can we go see wrestling again? What for? You seen it once. That's how my father was. We saw the circus once. We saw wrestling once. I saw the monster trucks once. That was it. That's how the old man was. You saw it.
Now the closest I get is Dallas, Texas.
Luchadors in Mexico twice.
What'd you see in Mexico twice?
Luchadors, Lucha Libre.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
Those were some bad Oh yeah, especially the undercard matches. Those were fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's not a myth. They do take that mask seriously.
Oh yeah.
They will not show their faces. Absolutely not.
Because it's their power. The mask is their power. I know all about that shit, man. Oh yeah.
Like even out in public, it's like they keep themselves like as concealed as much as they can because especially like when they're well known.
Yeah. I look, anyone will tell you like a lot of the guys up here who got money, the Jet Set crew, they go down to Mexico specifically for the wrestling and the boxing. They can't compare in the States. You get a much better show down there. The wrestlers, it's nothing like American wrestling. They just wrestle. And it's not predetermined either. It's anyone's game. And the other thing of it is, the boxing matches down there, holy shit, you want to go see a good match, you go watch two Mexican guys, featherweights, whip the shit out of each other. Never mind the heavyweight fights. you go watch two like 90-pound Mexican guys beat the shit out of each other for 3 rounds. Wow, it's a feast for the eyes. Seriously, I have never seen a fight as good as two Mexican featherweights. It beat the shit out of each other. It's amazing to watch. It's like watching two tornadoes combine.
He is telling the absolute truth.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of boxing matches between guys half my size, and they're damn exciting.
oh yeah. Look, I used to work the door at a few different places, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I always was a little bit more relieved when the guy who I had to deal with was big. I did not want to deal with the little guys. Because you got the little guy and you carry, and you go to like throw a punch, and this kid's already landed like 15, 16 punches because he's, only 90 pounds and he's wiry as fuck, and it's just like rubber bands unloading on you. But yeah, you get a big guy, he's, built like an oak tree, you can see him telegraph every move. You got a chance. Not with those little guys.
Beware the midgets.
Yeah, seriously. So what the fuck?
What I'm seeing is like midget wrestling or midget bowling.
I don't know. I used to gift people with midget porn.
I don't get midget porn.
But Rising Monkey
Oh, you're missing out. Those are funny.
Yeah, especially when you watch them like in high speed.
Baby brother, everybody knows Ranting Monkey has a thing for
Bridget the midget.
Ranting Monkey has a thing for midgets.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought he had a thing for Stacy Dash.
Who's that?
Seriously?
Yeah,
Seriously?
he's young. You don't know. She's a goddess.
Stacy Dash is let me just put it this way. It's like she was chiseled out of obsidian.
Yeah. If you ever seen the movie Clueless?
Nope.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, I've seen.
I prefer Alicia Silverstone. I don't know about you guys, but
Hey, that's all you, man.
yeah, I mean,
You like the snow bunnies.
Nah, not me. Ugh, nah.
No, I was talking
Okay.
about Dallas.
No, I know that. I know. I'm saying like all day, Stacey Dash all day, definitely. I've had a thing for her since Richard Pryor's Moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what y'all said about Monkey is like, he has a thing. He has a thing for both midgets and Stacey Dash, especially left cheek and right cheek.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm not into midgets. Actually, it's kind of messed up. Look, I'll be completely honest.
Bullshit, you're not into midgets, round, brown, and low to the ground.
Well, yeah, my wife is, she's shaped like the number 8. She's not really a midget. She's just short. But like, this is the thing. There's this. I feel bad actually. Like when I got to go into UPS, I feel guilty because I can't take my eyes off of this one broad that works there. I think she's actually a tall midget because she's got such an amazing figure. Like I can't get over it, and I've known her since she was a kid. She's got to be about 30 now. But
who?
This girl that works at the local one, I think either UPS or FedEx by me. Whenever I got to go in and mail shit, I hope she ain't there because she's really like voluptuous and shit, and I feel guilty as fuck going in there like mail. I don't like looking at nice looking broads like that when I'm trying to do my daily business.
It's in your nature, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things because. But anyway,
the day goes by.
Yeah, but I'm saying I noticed, like, when she was helping me, I'm looking at her hands. I'm like, she's got weird-looking hands. I'm like, then I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe she's a tall midget. No, seriously, I'm going to ask her. Look, I'm attracted to the girl, and I don't want to screw around on my wife because I love her. So the most surefire way to make sure that this woman never goes near me is to flat out ask her, excuse me, are you some sort of, like, tall midget because you got weird-looking hands? That'll make sure she don't ever come near me. So I'm doing this for Peaches.
No. I don't know. The shortest girl I ever had sex with, like I said, was she was like what 5'2", so it's like
Really, that's the shortest.
She's probably as close as I'm ever going to get to fucking a midget. It's like,
I was with a girl that was, I think,
Really, Pat?
4'6".
I'm 5'1".
I never experienced any of it. I want to. As long as she's of age. I'm just saying.
Oh no, the girl I was with.
Hop on the plane with Pat, not this weekend, but next weekend, and you can come visit.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess I'm the oddball of the stream because I kind of prefer them about 5'6" and up.
Nah, I like short women. I'll be honest.
I don't mind a tall woman. I just can't, like I'm saying, like them. I'm saying stick figure women. I can't do skinny.
Yeah, me neither. I kind of find that shit repulsive as fuck. But let me ask you this: you ever been with a tall woman?
Yeah, I've been with one tall woman before. It's like
same with me.
Yeah, I'm saying like you're. I'm saying sorry.
I like the I would love to try out Piper Perry. And Elsa Jean. There you go.
Yeah, I know Elsa Jean. Yeah, nah, she's too small, man. Look, I'll be honest.
Like 4'9". It's like
Piper Perry. I'm saying that's what it is about her though. She's short and she's little and stuff like that. But Piper Perry is just one of those that's just basically she's just all pussies. Like damn, that motherfucker's been
beat up.
Yeah. I'll be completely honest with you, bro. I've been with skinny. Part of the reason I don't like skinny women. Oh man. I think I talked to you about this, Pat. Skinny broads, they actually hurt. It's I had to use ice afterwards. It's like, why you hit me with your pelvis, you skinny fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's serious. It's like you're nailing a skeleton at that point. It's just, to me, I don't see the appeal. Like, a lot of my friends are like, yeah, look at her. I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, I want to fuck her. I want to take her home. I want to do this with her. What about you, Scoob? Me? I want to feed her a sandwich. She looks like she's
Bitch, eat a nice, thick, greasy hamburger.
I'm saying, man, because shoot, I've had sex with a skinny girl before, man. So much goddamn complaining.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Nah, it ain't for me. Like, you know who I like? To give you a good idea, there's these two sisters, Kesha Ortega and Sylvia Ortega, the Ortega sisters. Girls like that. Carmela Bing. I like girls like that.
No. Yeah, Carmela, I'm saying, because, after she had a baby and stuff like that, she just never lost the baby fat and shit like that.
Yeah. But she wears it well.
Then again, Carmela Bing is one of those, she's one of those types right there. It's like, I don't know how she is in real life, but, like on camera, she's basically lived by the rule, she'll never do interracial and shit like that. So a lot of people accuse her of Which I think Alexis Texas, she's just basically she's still trying to build up her reputation and stuff like that. She's trying to get up there to it's basically it's gonna be like her last resort, like when she's getting close to retirement or stuff like that. Then she'll
I didn't know that Alexis.
I don't know why she won't do black guys. I don't know why. Maybe that's not part of her plans, but whatever it is, yeah. I said that's just strange.
They've had like many interviews with her so many times, and she's went on record saying she's not racist, she's really cool with black people and things like that. She said right now is like at this point in her career, it's not really into her thing right now.
Yeah. The question is why. That's still
I don't know, cause it's usually when porn stars, basically, when they start fucking black guys and shit like that, they somewhat get blacklisted and and shit like that when it comes to certain organizations.
Oh, okay. Well, it could also be. Let's be completely honest. You guys, they do tend to pack the fucking heat. It might just be because they get so beat to shit afterwards they can't go back to the white guys.
Well, yeah, that too. And it's
she just said, she said, I'm just going to route out all the white guys first, and then when I'm done with it, then I go straight for the black guys and just go from there.
Not that true, because it's still some famous porn stars out there, they're still jumping back and forth between black and white guys. It all depends. Women like Sarah Jane and shit like that. But then again, they got their own thing going on.
Yeah,
that's what she's basically doing.
I like the retired ones. One of my favorites, I think I love most of all, is Leon and Lay. But I don't know if you might remember.
Yeah, Leonie Lay, she's nice.
Yeah, she's my favorite. Yeah, she does have Facebook though, but I think her real name is Anna Marie something.
I don't remember her name, and it was before my wife. I showed Tara the picture of her. She knows who she is. I didn't even know.
Yes, beautiful as fuck, man.
I didn't even know this girl was a porn star. She was actually a girl I used to screw around with back in the day from the clubs. And then I was just I'm going through like I think it was I want to say X Hamster, and I'm going.
Yeah, I go to X Hamster and X Video.
X Video.
I used to do Spankwire at one point.
I was scrolling through all. Huh?
I watch Pornhub.
Yeah, it might even have been Pornhub, but I'm just scrolling through the different starlets' names because I do this every once in a while. I look to see if it's girls I know. And sure enough, I'm looking. I found like 3 or 4 girls that I used to roll with back in the day that are actually porn stars. It's kind of wild, but this one I had just found, she was actually like a Vivid Girl in Umbrases. I'm like, no shit. Wow.
Well, I've never been that lucky, so shit.
Well, you never lived up here. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But then again, like I said, I live in conservative Texas, so
yeah. I think I told you. One day I'm up over at this club. It was called Ice back in the day, and well, it changed hands a lot, and at this point it was called Ice. But I'm at Ice, and the porn star's up there. Her name is Jenna Brooks, and I could not get near her. Seriously, they were out in fucking force. There were guys sitting there trying to buy her cars and shit. You ever see her? She also goes under the handle of Bambi Bliss.
Never heard of
her. I don't know.
Her heritage is she's the same, I guess the same tribe, for lack of a better term, as Akon's family up over in Africa. So if you see her, I mean, bro, she is mad dark, but you look at her, you're like, oh, wow, this girl is African. Like African. And then you hear her talk, and she's actually from, I'm pretty sure she's from Amityville out here, because you hear her talk, and she's got this gravelly, raspy voice and a New York accent, and she's sexy as fuck. And, this is the thing. She was a virgin, and she got into porn, and she became a gangbang nympho. So, yeah, this girl she's interesting. She's about a little bit under 6 foot tall, and she's built like a Barbie doll. Seriously, look her up. Her name is Bambi Bliss or Jenna Brooks. And she also goes under, she does Gonzo under the name of Jasmine St. Clair.
Jasmine Sinclair, like, I'll say no, she is like.
Where have I heard that name before?
Well, like I said, yeah. She's the porn star, and she used to also do shit in ECW as well.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm mixing it up. Then it's a different girl with a similar name. I know. I'm thinking of Jasmine St. Clair. I'm thinking of that Sicilian girl.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, this girl is dark black, like really like Wesley Snipes dark. And every once in a while she'll wear contacts. She'll wear colored contacts, and she does gonzo porn. And
you said Tabitha St. Clair?
No. You can look up this girl. Her name. She uses a few different names. I can't remember the third one. It was similar to Jasmine St. Clair. I can't remember what it is, but you can look her up. She goes under the handle of Bambi Bliss, and she goes under the handle of Jenna Brooks. Jenna Brooks.
Jasmine St. Clair. She's a Virgin Islander American. Okay, 46 years old.
That's a different world. I mixed her up because this other one's got a similar name. Like she's got 3 names.
You said something Bliss. What was it?
I forget. Bambi Bliss and Jenna Brooks. That's the same girl. She uses those 2 names, and she has a third name. Something like I thought it was.
I think I know what you. Black, right?
Yeah, really dark black.
Okay,
really,
I see it. I see her.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Pornhub. It just automatically linked me. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, Lay Love or wherever they call it. Yeah, she's on a lot of pods. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent here. I'm gonna just let you guys know why I got really into Asian porn in the first place. one of the videos that, or at least I saw a Bucks cover just laying on the around the street or on somebody's yard, and it was called Made. I think it was called Made in Japan or something like that. Yeah, typical name back in '93 or something like that. And her name was Mimi Miyagi.
Oh, Mimi. Mm-hmm.
Oh my! I said, wow. I said I didn't think Asian women would look that hot, and ever since then, I was so obsessed with Asian women. I never wanted to date anybody.
No, my thing is, like I said, I'm saying now Asian women.
It was Asia Carrera. Oh man, I was just going all over.
She never really did it for me.
Castle Vanity.
But
you're gonna want
to.
You're gonna want to Google Kelly Who.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my thing was Asa Akira though, like that. Well, my thing, you know, saying when it came to like Asian porn, is like
I like Tia Carrera though.
It all depends, like I said, 'cause I couldn't actually watch like Asian porn because, you know, the women just be acting like motherfuckers just be killing them and shit like that. And
that's just my kink, but I'm just saying.
Especially like the Asian guy. Now the Asian guys, I'm saying, they are no bigger than motherfucking Pinky and shit like that, and they fucking like goddamn rabbits, and the women are just acting like they are just being fucking murdered and shit like that. And I'm just like,
I know.
I can't watch this, man. Like. I'm like, I'm. This is a comedy to me now because the guy's just and she's. I'm like, no, I can't. Hell no. There's no way this 1-inch motherfucker is killing this goddamn girl the way she goddamn. You overacting now, shit.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
You know, speaking of Japanese women, I was watching. I never got around to it, so I watched it last night. The adaptation. The adaptation of Full Metal Alchemist, and one, I'll just say that was a fucked up movie. I didn't realize it was going to be as disturbing as it was. But yeah, they had one of the characters in there. Her name was Lust.
Yeah.
The actress's name is Yasuko Matsuyuki. Damn, she is fine. I'm not even normally into Japanese women either, but. Damn.
I am. I mean, something about their beauty, man. I don't know. Maybe that, to me, I guess this is just my opinion, but I could be wrong in all counts. But I think Asian women is the pinnacle of beauty when they're young.
Hey, whatever works for you, man. I ain't gonna argue.
I've seen a lot of Russian women, but when it comes to Caucasian women, I say I go for the Irish ones. Gotta love the Celtic ladies. Maybe that's just me.
I like all my women dark. I like Spanish, Italian, Sicilians, Greeks, Turks, Arabs, black women. Oh man, seriously.
I just have standards.
I know. Well, like I said, my bucket list type of woman and stuff like that. Like I'm saying, I've never had sex with an Asian woman before, so I'm like, before I get back into a relationship, before I leave this world, I at least want to have that experience right there. Even if I got to go to Vegas and pick up a hook or something like that, you know, I gotta have that Asian experience at least once.
Well, like I said, come out here and visit.
Yeah, once I do that, then I can go back. Yeah, once I'm have my full experience with Asian women, then I could go back to church.
I actually know a girl that I could introduce you to, Pat. She's Asian. I'm pretty sure she's one of the Suicide Girls. You know, those models.
Those models. I don't know. I don't want the bitches gonna be out there be killing us.
No. Suicide Girls is just that's what they call them.
I know what they call.
I like
the tattoos and shit. I'm gonna see if she's still on Facebook, and I'm gonna send her your information. I'll send you the information. You can take a look at her, because she's a good friend of mine, and all I have to do is bring you around to the bar and be like, "Hey, this is my friend Pat," and that's it. Take it from there.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I started getting on internet, I said the only thing I cared about was porn because I knew it was available. I went there, went to what they call WeLiveTogether.com when it was
oh god. Yeah,
I was all to the lesbian thing. Even though the girls weren't lesbian, they were just having sex with girls. Whatever her name is, Nicole something, or I don't care what her name is.
Yeah, I was all into that. Mia Khalifa.
Oh, Mia.
Mia Khalifa. There was Lexi Bell. Oh my, what a babe.
Yeah. Well, Mia Khalifa, like I
Faye
said, she's
Reagan.
still sexy. Is just like I'm saying. She another one of those motherfuckers, like I said, who basically let, like I said, Hollywood politics, like get the best of her and shit like that. And I'm like, oh goddamn,
Yeah.
she one of these fucking libtards.
Yeah, you had Ivana Lee. It was called Charmaine Star Sabrina. There was Sarah J. I had a thing for her for some reason.
Oh yes, Sarah J. Man. I got to. There are some of these people, like I said, if I could ever goddamn network and get to talking to them and shit like that, I like to motherfucking talk to Sarah J. Fucking Cytherea and what's that one chick? She
See, there's
Sasha Grey. Man, if I could ever get them on a live stream and just pick their motherfucking brain, that'd be some shit right there. Like I said, that's gonna take a lot.
You better have my ass on there.
There's Lexus Matthews.
That's gonna take a lot of networking though.
You want to bet?
Check this out.
What?
Katie
I'll
Gold.
just keep messaging her until she responds.
Well, I know.
Then that's stalking shit.
Well, I'm just saying. I know every holiday season, Sarah J. Oh, what the fuck is her name? She's the blowjob queen. Ava Devine.
Ava Devine. Oh, goddamn.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like who is that girl? Lacey Duvall. Woo, that's the black girl. I would love to.
Yeah,
but think about Ava Devine though, man. Ava Devine is getting a little too fucking plastic.
Well, I'm just saying, Ava Devine and Sarah J. both come back to Long Island every holiday season.
Yeah, my thing now is
freestyle. There's Tiffany Meeks.
And like I said, and hopefully, like I said, if she gets out of this trouble that she's in right now and comes out completely innocent here, I can actually talk to Mercedes. Because, we was actually following each other until all this shit went down with her. And I'm like, oh, goddamn.
Yeah, you got those big tit porno stars, Wendy Wobbers and Tiffany Towers.
Yeah, I'm not into silicone.
Yeah,
not my thing.
I got over that, but man, those were the ones that I actually thought they were tolerable.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Then you get those ridiculous motherfuckers like B Shine. I'm like, that's I don't know what you can call that, man. Like, why would you do that shit to yourself?
From wrestling to porn. Great topic. But yeah,
hey. I mean, well, we started with Notre Dame or Notre Dame and shit like that, and we just done.
Yeah, but I have a whole list of those.
Well, Tara ain't said shit. So.
I know Alexis Matthews. You got.
No, I just said Sasha Grey.
Oh yeah, wasn't she?
I'm eating pizza.
Was she in the Disney movie at one point? One of the High School Musical movies. I know she was one of them.
Yes.
Sasha Grey.
Yeah. She was one of them.
They snuck up in mainstream movies and shit, man. Yeah, it was a big thing. Like this porn star, all of a sudden, is in all this mainstream movies or whatever.
Yeah, you had Sunny Lane. Yeah, I'm going with those ones that are not really well known. They were a thing at one point, but
I just call the ones I was attracted to.
Sasha Grey, she was well known.
Faye Reagan, what's her name? Abigail Johnson or something like that. AJ Johnson. Yeah, I like her.
I'll tell you another that was a trip out though. Like I said, it's fucked up, but it's just fucked up. The fate that happened to her was Belladonna. It's like, because Belladonna was one of those motherfuckers. Like, it doesn't matter. Like I said, if it was fuckable, she did it. Man, woman, I'm saying trans. I think she did everything but a midget. But like I said, she fucked around. Like I said, she got the fucking hurt.
Yeah, it's a shame. Poor thing.
It was sad. She fucked around and she got herpes.
See, that's what happens.
Yeah, because she was a filthy motherfucker. If it was doable, she basically did it.
Yeah, that's like what's her name, Annie Cruz. Like Annie Cruz, she's like a little Filipino dynamo. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot her name. Man, she was like a light skinned girl, and I know her name though. Not because I know one of them was she was all mixed, but she looks black. But she was Asian though, but she looked more black than Asian. What the hell was her name? I know I'm gonna figure. Okay, never mind.
Like I said, there are so many. It's like,
Yeah, I don't know why I'm looking for all this, but
Let me think. I'm trying to think. Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm like, I can't. I'm drawing a blank. What the fuck is this girl's name? Oh yeah, I met her when I was younger. I didn't know who she was at the time because I was a teenager. But she was married to the guy from Oz. His name was Evan Seinfeld. He actually lived across the street from my sister over in Massapequa at the time. And his wife was the porn star. Oh, God. Tara Patrick.
Tara Patrick.
Yeah.
that's her name.
Tara Patrick was iffy with me because she was another one of those that said, like I'm saying, she never do the interracial thing, and there was some rumors spreading around that she was, that she was racist.
I can't believe I forgot her name.
I never knew all these porn stars would never do the interracial thing. I never realized it.
There were other ones too. One of them was Tia Tanaka. I liked her. She was quick. The one I was talking about was Lily Pie.
Yeah.
Man, kiss you squirt.
Well, Scoob, what do you suggest the SJWs and the NPCs go after the porn ethno-states?
Yeah. Actually, that would be fun watching them try to go after them.
Yeah,
that'd be fucked up, man, because the majority of porn stars are liberals.
Yeah, there's Kitty Jung. I heard.
God,
I always thought she was just too. She just looks too lowly, Lolita, but man. There's Cytheria.
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, Cytheria is one of those type of people. One of those type. Like I said, if I could get a hold of her, man, I'd love to talk to her.
With Kitty.
What was it? Oh God, I can't remember her name. She was on a reality show, and then she decided she was going to get into adult films. Oh God, the fuck was? I mean, she is gorgeous. She is definitely. That's it, Bethany Benz.
Who?
Bethany Benz.
I don't know. I know a Nikki Benz.
Am I Louis?
Well, no. Nikki Benz is white. Bethany Benz is black. I'm not into white girls.
I am. I'm in all girls.
You're not into white girls. That's new.
No, I've never really been into them, bro. Yeah. Hey, no, it's not anything against them. It's my preference has always been women of color.
Yeah, man. The same thing with me with Asian women, man.
Yeah.
My brother's an Asian woman.
Asian woman is my.
Yeah, I would never mess with I would never mess with a black woman. Not anymore. I'm officially done with them.
Wow, what happened?
So y'all guys gotta have it now. I'm just not attracted to them anymore. Right off. I found something better. I found my kink. I'm sticking with it. I ain't going back. Once you go yellow, there you go.
That's what I was saying. Like shit. Like I've never dated an Asian woman, but it's like that's just one of those fantasies I gotta.
So Val, let me ask you this: how's your family feel about you not wanting to date a black girl?
Oh no, they didn't care. They just said, "Hey, we can't tell you who you can't mess with based on your preference." So they didn't care.
Oh, all right. That's really, really supportive of them. That's cool.
But there's some people who would get pissed off that said, "Why would you date his sister?"
Oh, I get that. I get that a lot too, man.
Sister?
I get that a whole lot too, man. I'm saying,
I don't know. They could be my family member. I don't know.
And I tell them like to my hill, well, why don't you date black women? Because they don't date me. Shit.
I'm sorry, but I mean, most of them. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying most of them are not really attractive.
Yeah, that and like I'm saying, with a guy like me, it's like I don't fit that roughneck, stereotype and shit like that most black guys do. So that's the reason why a lot of black women are turned off from me. It's like they'll see me and they'll be like, oh, he's sexy and all that right there. Then they get to talking to me and that's when the shit flips. Because they realize, like, oh, damn, this nigga got some sense in his head.
Yeah, I'm mixed already, so all bets are off to begin with.
Well, you know what it is. I guess it's. I think I told you when I was down at Moore 2 years ago. I was talking to what's her face. She was the lawyer for the insane clown posse. And she was black, and she was going on about how white guys used to fetishize her, and I got annoyed when I heard her say that. Then I really thought about it for a while. I'm like, motherfucker, because it occurred to me, I always had really good luck with black women, and they were fetishizing because they seen the way I dressed, and they seen all the earrings and shit, and then they heard the accent, and they'd start talking, "Are you Italian?" I'd say to them, "Nah, my father was Sicilian," and their eyes would light up, and I always had such good luck with them. It never occurred to me not that I'm complaining, but they were fetishizing me, and it's something that just never dawned on me. Like, oh shit, you know. But okay, I've actually found a picture of this girl with her clothes on. Give me a second. I want to show you what she looks like. Yeah, aside from my wife, I consider this woman to be the most beautiful thing I've laid eyes on in a while. That's Bethany Benz.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What, bro? I'm no dog chaser. Seriously.
She strikes me as a bit high maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because she has a necklace with her own initial on it.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Oh yeah, huge flag. Definitely. But just I don't know, man. It's one of those things, like, I'd be at the mall with all my friends, and you know what it is? I think, to be fair, this is going to sound racist. I don't care. But there is probably nothing more beautiful in this earth than a shapely black woman in a miniskirt and high heels walking. Just not paying attention to the world, taking stride by stride. Just, poetry. Seriously.
Poetry in motion.
Well, because I do not get the same vibe from looking at a white girl walking in heels. It's just something about the curve of the figure. It's the shape of the figure itself. I mean,
I love a little with childbearing hips.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are some of these women, you see them walking from 2-3 blocks away, you know you're looking at a woman. She's just got that shape to her. And
the pheromones are strong in her.
I live down here in Texas and stuff like that, so I was growing up. I was growing around, like, all these corn-fed, thick-ass females right here. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what it is. You got all them thick-ass red-bone white bitches down there.
Oh hell yeah, man! I'm saying
they're eating 3 squares. Up here, they're living off a salad and Avion water.
Yeah, everybody down here is corn-fed, so it's like shit. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they got it in all the right spots.
Yeah, you lucky bastard. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so when you see when you see thick ass females down here and stuff like that, trust me, like I said, ain't no breast implants or ass injections, down here and shit.
Pure thickness.
Like, that's just pure thickness right there. Like, damn, where'd you get to go? Hell, cornbread, motherfucker.
Cornbread and brisket.
Yeah, shit.
Oh yeah, I definitely got to come down and visit them. And you know what it said? I'm gonna be down there. My neck is gonna be red as fuck from her smacking me across the back of it for wandering eyes. I don't care.
Oh, well, steer clear to Dallas Fort Worth area then, cause shit.
Yeah, I had seen one of them videos from a few years ago. All those Southern girls mud bogging. I was sitting there like, holy shit, look at these women. My goodness. Seriously, you do not get girls like that up here. Seriously. And if you do, like I said, they're usually not the white women. It's amazing. I couldn't believe. I was sitting there, I'm like, wow, these Southern boys got it really good. Seriously, I was mad jealous.
Oh, what's her name?
As somebody who's got a thing for bigger women, and coming from one of the places that's known for having some of the skinniest women on earth, it's, yeah. I feel deprived now. Oh, man.
Yeah, because I'm looking for that actress name. Yeah, she was actually one of the Redbone actresses.
Well, I think I told you though, Pat, about my wife. She's the same measurements as Samantha Anderson.
Mm.
Yeah. Like, I had to take her out the other day to go get a brassiere. The fucking thing cost me $1.25 because she's a goddamn G cup.
Oh, that's her name. Yeah, I got her name. Tia Sweets. Anybody remember her? Tia Sweets.
Yeah, I remember her.
Man. That's yeah. She's one of many Redbone actresses. Now, that's probably a black girl I'll probably mess with. Like,
yeah.
There's
a few. There's a few of the thicker white ones I like. I always like Chloe Dior.
Gianna Michaels.
Yeah. Oh my God, Gianna Michaels.
She is all natural.
Oh yeah. I had always said that. It looks to me, honestly, that it's not enjoyable, the sex with her. It looks more like it's an endurance match. It's like you want to just make it to the end and not pass out. That way you're not called a punk by your boys. Seriously. Seriously, I'll be honest. I guess it's because I've been out there in the game, and I've got the experience. But you watch Gianna Michaels go to work on some of these guys, and you're sitting there like holding your crotch, like, ow, that actually looks painful. like you see the one guy, he's sitting there and he's actually like wincing because she's got him pinned, and she's like, she's riding him. And this poor bastard, he's sitting there, and you can tell he's like, oh God, when is this scene gonna be over? Like,
you're gonna be a dad.
I was telling somebody once. I forget.
It was kind of like the same way with. It was kind of like the same way with Kelly Divine, but she fucked around and actually did get knocked up making a damn scene. Her and that one chick, like Kelsey Monroe.
Yeah.
There's another one called Chris Taliana. I remember her. Man, she really wanted to get pregnant in all these videos that she had, and lo and behold, she got pregnant.
It's funny
why she's pregnant. That's what Kelly Divine did right there. She was messing around like she was having one of them scenes, and decided one day she was gonna take a fucking cream pie, and that's what the fuck happened.
Well, that's what happened.
Because a lot of people like, damn, whatever happened to her and all that right there. Yeah, you find out. Yeah, she got knocked up.
So now she's doing pregnant videos for 9 months.
Well, no, she didn't do no pregnant videos. She kind of like stayed out of the public eye, and I think she was doing like what webcamming at one time.
Well, she's back again, and she's thick as fuck, and she's got her hair dyed red. She looks great. Again, if you, like I said, I'm into big women, so she looks good. But it's funny you brought up Gianna Michaels, because I was talking to Burnside about her about a week ago, and he'd never seen or heard of her before. So I don't usually send people nude pictures. That's just me. I usually send them clothed. I'm old-fashioned like that. But I sent him a picture of her in a bathing suit, and he's like, oh, she's really nice looking. I go, you have no idea. And I explained to her, I'm like, her nickname is the Beast. And he goes, why the fuck is her nickname the Beast?
I remember reading this conversation.
Yeah, and I gave him an explanation of what she would do to you. And he's like, basically, it's like, it actually sounds horrifying, not fun. No, because I told him, I said, yeah, you have no idea. Like, if you're one of her fans and you go in to, like, fuck around with her, she owns you. She dominates, and she like takes a part of you when you leave. She like causes men to be addicted to her.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what Gianna Michaels is. Like I said, outside the porn industry, because most porn stars, like I'm saying, that's where they basically keep it. That's why they basically like keep it all that right there. They keep pouring like God damn. Fuck.
Yeah,
a lot of these what's all they clicking?
I have no clue. It's not me.
Yeah,
Not me.
I don't know.
I mean, pizza.
Damn, fuck. What was I saying?
That's Gianna
Michaels. Most of them like some of them like be like interacting with their fans and shit like that, but most of them just keep pouring in like the industry wise and shit like that, because a lot of fans think like, oh, they fuck like that, they probably like that in real life, and it's like, well, most of them aren't. It's just like, this is just a job right here. In real life, it's like, I don't fuck like this.
Yeah, but not her. She's balls crazy. Holy shit! Like, you see the one video that she did where she's running around I think it's Los Angeles. She's running around balls naked with like just socks and shoes on, getting fucked by this guy, like this blonde porn star, and he looks like terrified. He's got deer in the headlights the whole time. She's like, "Nah, come on, let's go fuck." And they're just in the middle of the freeway having sex and shit. She's just completely crazy. You know, like that's the thing. If you look at her. I said it as a joke once. It should have actually been made into a meme. I said she's the ultimate woman because she's tall, she's smart, she's beautiful, and she's completely insane. That really does sum her up. If you ever seen this girl,
it's like the worst, best woman you could ever meet.
Yeah, because if you ever see her in an interview, oh my God, she's a man. Her personality. Seriously, this is definitely she's got a guy personality. There's nothing feminine about her personality at all. Like, I was like, holy shit. I mean, she literally talks like a man, the whole conversation. It's just no feminine inflection, nothing of that nature. It's kind of freaky, actually. Like, you see her talking with the men on the set at the porn site. You think she's one of the guys talking about the girl that's going to be coming in doing the scene, not talking about herself. It's a little weird. You know, it's like she removes herself from it. It's just bizarre. It's one of those things. I guess because I'm a journalist, I watch the interviews. I actually do watch the interviews they have with these people, and the interviews I've seen with her, it's just she's really detached. It's fucking strange.
I don't know. Some can, but then again, hell, shit. Some of these motherfuckers are high as fuck.
Oh yeah. You know, it's funny because you see a lot of the male porn stars. I guess it's because they're getting laid all the time by beautiful women. They're the most relaxed motherfuckers I've ever seen. Yeah. Seriously, I was watching an interview with Byron Long. I'm sitting here like, Jesus, you want to go out and like shoot pool and have a beer with the guy. He's like the most chill guy you ever heard in your life.
Yeah, I've seen this motherfucker, ugly ass motherfucker at that, like that. But shit, yeah, like I'm saying, just fucking some of the most sexist females you ever goddamn seen. It's like Ron Jeremy right now with his old fat ass, and he's still laying down. I'm saying, I'm like, how the fuck do they goddamn do this shit?
Yeah. Well, look
like they fucking females, and I'm just like, hell, shit. Where do I get that goddamn look?
Look at Randy West. The man has slept with, I think, over 5,000 women. 5,000. My God. I can't think of 5,000 I've done. I mean, I don't even think I've been to like McDonald's 5,000 times in my life. You know what I'm saying? 5,000 women. My God. Can you imagine? Have we met before? Yes, sir. We had sex. Oh, okay.
And that's the wildest part is a lot of these motherfuckers can't remember. I'm saying, remember the guy.
Okay. That was weird.
Because they've had so many goddamn scenes and shit.
Yeah. Seriously. Hey, you know what? God bless them. They're living the American dream. They were living in Southern California, driving sports cars, living in mansions, and nailing beautiful women for a paycheck.
Yeah, but they gotta be careful.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, there's two of you now.
My internet connection kind of just went off.
Yes, two of you, and
how do we know?
Hearing echo.
How do we know which one's the real you?
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them,
but we don't know if the other one is like it's like an evil version of you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that thing will go away.
I've had that happen before in the past.
It'll eventually drop out.
Damn doppelganger.
Yeah. Speaking of dropping out, I actually got to hop out because it's 12:30 and I got to get up in the morning, guys.
We should kill it anyway. So, Scooby, why don't you show first?
Yeah, we have been going for that long.
Yeah, we have. All right. You guys know the deal. I'm Scooby331. You can follow me here on YouTube. I am on Minds.com. Gab AI. Instagram, even though there's nothing up on there yet. Patreon and PayPal. I am definitely looking for crowdfunding right now. If any of you guys can help, I really appreciate it, because trying to get together the last of my equipment. Yeah, just trying to get everything together so I can put up some fresh content. I'm going to try to drop a few videos coming this week. I have to go up to the library still and update the software. I didn't get a chance to do that last week. I've had a lot of running around to do. As you guys saw Friday, I had Miss Allie come stop by for an impromptu visit, so I had to get everything ready. So, but yeah, long story short, content will be coming, so stay tuned.
All right, Pat.
Hey, everybody knows me. I'm your boy Pat. You can find me on YouTube on the same thing. At Twitter at your boy Pat47. And I basically do content, talking about political and social issues. And in the near future, I'm going to have a live stream where I'm going to be doing everything opposite of that. Where I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff, from anime to video games to hopefully I get to talk to a lot of very popular people, and picking their brains and shit. So be looking for that in the future.
All right, 6.
Hi, next 6 minutes. So we couldn't, Director Archer and I couldn't do the show the other day because my throat feels like I've been gargling thumbtacks. But we'll try it. We'll try again in a few days when I'm feeling better.
All right, Valis.
People know me as Valis77, but I am now Castle Vanity on YouTube. I do long plays on the World of Long Plays website. But on my main YouTube channel, I'm pretty much doing full plays, which is pretty much a spinoff of that series. So you can look me up on that channel if you wish to do so. And other than that, I piss in the sink. There we go. Too much information. There we go.
And I'm Terracin. If you're watching, you know how to find me on YouTube. You can find me on pretty much any other social media that includes Gab, Minds. On Facebook, it is Ambrosia Locke, and that's Locke with an E at the end. I just did a video called A Day at Carson Springs. Go check it out. Please like it. Please share it. I'm going to be working on another video, probably the dolphin video soon, whenever 6 has a day off so he can walk me through some things I need help with.
Sure thing.
So, yeah, go find me. Good night, everyone.
What about Kelt?
Good night.
Kelt, you got anything?
No.
Yeah, he ain't got shit.